GMS.
Gaming Morning Show.
Ah, the sounds of morning.
Early in the morning,
Birds singing.
gotta feed the donkey.
The sun peeking above the
When you
horizon.
feed the donkey,
The gentle nudge from your morning alarm clock.
this is what he says.
A subtle reminder that today is a new day. A new day for you to watch Gaming Morning Show. The show where you'll find science lessons.
Says when I bake bread, I give thousands of yeast organisms false hope by feeding them sugar before ruthlessly cooking them to death in an oven and eating their corpses. Wow.
I thought you
think
were
about bread a whole new way.
I thought you were about to say orgasms for a second there. Did either of you ever have that happen when you were in like biology class and you're reading?
Have an orgasm? I've never orgasmed during
The biology text doesn't do that for you. It's like, oh yeah,
Great deals.
computers and accessories
wait,
special bundle.
Mike, they got the super chroma color in. Did you know they had that? You
I know.
overpaid for your computer.
By a lot. I wonder if, do you think they price match?
They might. Well, this is half off.
Can you take a screenshot of this and try to get a store price match?
And linguistic perfection.
Is that like when I roll my R's?
Do it again.
Romance.
Great.
Romance. See, everyone.
It's
It's not a hiss.
So let me hear your battle cry.
Kiki. Oh.
Kiki what?
As we all charge into Gaming Morning Show.
More like Kiki. Whoa, am I right?
Now, if only I could find a way out of this box. I'll catch up. 'Cause GMS starts right now.
Morning. Gamer, thanks for being here. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. We are so excited because it is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021, and we cannot tell you just what we are looking forward to today. So many great things. Like, if you think about all the great things that we're about to experience, Mike, it'll be a journey unlike any other that we've ever taken in the history of this show.
Is it like puberty? No?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Because that was exciting.
Was it? It's been a while.
No.
It's been a while.
A couple weeks.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, congratulations on the big journey, bud.
Well, thank you.
I'm happy for you.
It was exciting.
Okay.
I learned how to walk. Wait, what are we talking about?
I don't know. I have no clue anymore, which is good because we are literally like minutes into the show. So if I'm not exactly sure what we're dealing with, then oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
Got some oatmeal.
That's good. K-Laugh is here this morning. Scott Chick as well. Kate Zaid allegedly was first. Happened at like 41 after 5 o'clock, which was exciting. Back with coffee too, so that's exciting. We got B-Mint coming up to play 5 Questions GMS later on in the show. Miss Theo will be here allegedly for the final 2 hours of the show, so that'll be fun. And we'll see what happens.
Allegedly.
I mean, I didn't like at this point I don't confirm with Theo.
Well,
I just
she
assume,
operates on her own. Yeah.
I'm just assuming Theo will show up. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. Either way, we'll have an adventure, so I'm excited about that.
Maybe right. I may be crazy.
Who sang that song?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel's pretty okay.
He's not bad.
Yeah, I would go see Billy Joel in concert. I also really like dueling piano bars, and Billy Joel is very popular there too. So
I don't think I've ever been to a dueling piano bar.
It is like extroverted energy off the charts. I love it. Yes. I once had a thing that was next to a piano bar. Like, we had a convention that was like a block away from a piano bar. And like the first night I went, oh, like that was kind of fun. You know, I'm happy I went. And then the next night I was like, I think I'll go again. And I was out till like 3 in the morning both times. And then like the third night of the convention, I'm starting to get tired, right? Because you do the convention thing, you go to bed at 3, you get up at like 7, right? And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to go today. And then someone was like, hey, do you want to go to the piano? I'm like, yes, I'll go. I'll go.
Yes.
Yep.
We're going.
So much fun. So much fun. I really held firm to my convictions there.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to get some sleep. Oh, gosh. What time is it? 5? Yeah, it's fine.
Sleep when I'm dead.
That's the theory, I guess.
It is International Sloth Day. It is literally about the animal. I was wondering if, like, isn't sloth like one of the 7 deadly sins or something like that?
That would be a pretty horrible day of the day. Like, I've got $5,000. What should I do? Make people feel bad.
I figured I'd just go take a look, make sure we're on the same page. Turns out we are. So we're asking you, chat, what is your favorite wild animal?
Dogs. Just kidding.
Have you seen that?
Oh, hold on.
That TikTok that's going
I
around?
clicked on the Gaming Morning Show Facebook and you started yelling at me. I apologize. All right, go ahead.
Have you ever seen that TikTok where it's like, do you ever sit there and wonder, like, I'm living with a wild animal and it's a carnivore, talking about their dogs?
No.
Think about it.
However, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Some crazy things out there in the world, and dogs are weird, right? Because they're like super domesticated, but you know there's a little bit of that crazy in them still, because you witness it literally all the time.
I mean, like, in any given moment, dog could decide, hey, today's the day. Go after you.
I'm gonna mess you up.
It's true. They have the opportunity. There are many wild animals out there, of course.
It was the Loch Ness Monster.
And also, like, the likes of...
It was Sasquatch.
So those are some. Scott Chick has already said bottlenose dolphin. And KJ is voting for African elephant or Siberian tiger. I actually really like the fact that you have very specific choices already, chat. Like, it's not just, I like a
very
dolphin.
Specific.
I like a bottlenose dolphin.
I like monkeys. No, I like the North African gray diving monkey.
We went out hiking the other day. Well, hiking is an exaggeration. We went to a park.
Just like go for a walk.
And we went to a park and we were going through trails. and there were about 487,000 squirrels that were all like not expecting our arrival. And so we'd like walk within 4 feet of a tree, and all of a sudden the tree would just start shaking. And I was like, "Do you usually not get visitors on Monday?" They just seemed
you
like
gotta
they were
like
unprepared.
call ahead.
I know.
Excuse me, squirrels. We're gonna be here. Walking around.
We didn't make a reservation. Sorry. Apologize.
Were they making this squirrel noise? I hate the squirrel. You're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things yelling at me.
Listen, they didn't. But speaking of noises, we're walking up the road, and I all of a sudden hear kind of this. And I'm like, I think I just heard like a pig grunt. But I know there's not like a pig.
There's lots of wild pigs up in Salem.
Well, then I was in there, I was like, I don't think there's any wild boar in the Pacific Northwest. Could be wrong. I don't know. Someone tell me. But I was like, I think we'll go this way. Maybe it was a squirrel using like a voice changer.
Ace. Okay.
I mean,
I'll go with that.
Seems logical, right?
No, absolutely. They've got their PC out there, and they're like, oh yeah, turn on the voice changer. There's big things again.
Exactly. I mean, that checks out. Chat, let us know if that doesn't seem right.
Totally plausible.
It is International Chef Day. Let's go, KJ. It's International Chef Day. It's a day for you.
Wah, 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 wah.
It's Information Overlord. Nope. Information Overload Day. Overload Day.
We celebrate you, our information overlords.
Kind of feels like that sometimes. It's Suspenders Day. Have you ever rocked suspenders?
When I worked at FedEx, I had to wear them all the time.
Were they like nifty suspenders, or were they like
They're just suspenders.
like they were like, I would need to make sure my uniform doesn't fall down suspenders?
Yeah, they just kept my pants up.
Okay. But have you ever rocked like fancy suspenders where you could like pull them out really quick and be like, hey, look at me?
I mean, you can
snap
you can
them.
do that with any suspenders.
But,
really.
were they fancy, Mike?
No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Define fancy.
I don't know. Would you wear your
Made
suspenders?
of leather?
Would you wear your suspenders whilst drinking, well, maybe eating brandied fruit?
That was a good time. No.
It's Brandied Fruit Day. Also, this just in for what I learned today. There's something called brandied fruit.
Yeah, it's booze. You put your fruit in your booze and then you eat them.
Isn't that a garnish?
Sure.
This sounds like it's like pickling, right? You keep them in brandy for a while.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know. Hold on, let me think about it for a minute here.
KJ says, I also have some sweet old-fashioned button ones that have a macrame on it. This is back to suspenders. Good moron, by the way.
Remember, top of the moron.
Easy,
You're
Bob.
getting food.
Blaze is here, said, oh my gosh, it's Hefty and Mike in the morning. My morning is already blessed with some handsome faces. Hey, Blaze.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's up?
I don't believe you, but
All right, brandied fruits.
it's a delicious treat, you know. It's wonderful as like a topping over ice cream or over a warm pudding, or maybe added to a punch bowl. You know, it's like a simple treat that also makes for a great hostess or holiday gift when fruit's in season. You can can it, dehydrate it, freeze it, store it for later use. You know, things like that.
Bop it, skip it, freeze it. Sorry. A Hagfish Day today. Office Chocolate Day. It's not just Chocolate Day, but it's, hey, everyone in the office, share some Chocolate Day. Oof.
Yep.
Has anyone...
Not during COVID time.
Well, I was going to ask, since the pandemic has started, anyone been doing potlucks?
We my like main director will sometimes bring in food, but usually they're all individually packaged and stuff like that. So yeah, that's cool.
I already had a tough time with potlucks to begin with. I don't know if I'm going back to that well anytime soon. This is probably like the excuse I've been waiting for. It's like, I want to, but you know, pandemic, so have to pass this time. It's a bummer. But you enjoy yourselves though, okay?
It's there's a lot of pressure in potlucks, you know, like because there's always that one person that goes like extra, you know. If they make some sort of like really wicked dish, and you're like, oh god, Like, why did I just make like macaroni and cheese that I bought from? That I didn't actually make. I just bought it from Panera, then put it in my own bowl. You know, and there's these people who are like, I don't know, they make brandied fruit with a side of
Eggfish.
eggfish and some sloth, just cause.
Some office chocolate.
Some office chocolate.
Found this left over in the office. It is National Chicken and Waffle Day, which, I mean, I wanted to make the topic of the day, but I want to say we did this last year. I love chicken and waffles. One of my favorite things of all time. Just so good.
I'm sure we're not going to talk about it at all either.
You know,
It won't come back up in the show.
you just use pancake sauce on top of it.
pancake sauce.
Syrup. It's good.
Yeah.
It is National Youth Confidence Day, and it is National Day of Writing. No, it is National Day on Writing. National Day on Writing. Not of writing, but on writing.
On writing. You're supposed to write on things.
No, please
Wait,
don't.
why am I... Was I booted? Wait, what's happening?
I think we just jumped in the middle of the game.
Oh, I was so confused. Like, wait, did I get kicked? It just flashed.
Blaze, do you have a favorite animal?
Do you have a favorite candied fruit?
I know I have a favorite animal. I'm not gonna be able to think about it. Like, I'm not gonna think
Narwhal?
of it. Well, no, like I know there's an animal that like I will always see and be like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I love that animal so much. But I can't for the life of me think of what it is right now.
Mine's a narwhal.
Really?
I love narwhals. They're amazing.
Have you ever actually seen a narwhal?
Like in the wild, no.
Like at the
They don't-
zoo?
They're not like they're not in captivity.
So you're just imagining you like a narwhal. What if you meet it and it's gonna be super
I love
disappointing?
them.
Like when you meet
love
your favorite celebrity and it turns out they were not very kind.
It's a choice, a chance I'm willing to take.
Okay. You're gonna get there and be like, your horn's not real. Like it turns out it's like
Your
it's-
horn's not real.
Well, it's like a clip-on horn or something like
That's
that.
funny.
You know.
Oh man, that would be awful. I'd be pretty upset.
The narwhal's like, oh, like the squirrels the other day. Oh, company, and then they just like slap on the horn really quick and be like, oh, whoops.
Hey, wait, did you not have a horn a second ago? How did? What the heck?
What is their horn for?
It's a tooth. It's for protection and for protection.
Gotcha. So do they use it for protection?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. For protection.
You always gotta use protection, so use your tooth. I don't know how that works necessarily, but you know you gotta do it anyway. Haha, take that, guy. I made that guy go flying in that tornado.
Nice, you're cracked.
Oh, nope, crap.
Yeah, I have realized that I don't get to wear this shirt
Oh,
as much as
jeez,
I'd
yeah,
like to.
wow.
'Cause I'm always blending into my background with this shirt on. It, like, listen, a costume director or something on like a TV set would have told me like, no,
Oh, yeah.
no, you don't get to wear
You'd
that.
be in like big trouble.
But I really like this
Oh,
shirt.
no, I did the wrong thing. Oh, fudge.
Good moron to you, Dandy. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here, Gaming Morning Show.
Dreamer. Future guest on GMS After Dark.
Nice, which is tonight, 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. Look, it's Miko. We'll have Maintaining Mediocrity join him
Heck
tonight.
yeah. We're going to have some fun with geography.
Will we? Will it be fun
We're
for
also-
everyone?
Yeah. We're also going to welcome our good friend Chris and me on for a brief... I think I just tried to score for ourselves. A brief discussion on the Marvel news from yesterday, as well as to chat a little bit about the Eternals premiered recently, and major news outlets are dropping spoilers and headlines. So okay, that wasn't me.
No, not you.
I did not just score that goal. Our own goal. I've decided I don't want to play by conformity's rules anymore, and I'm just going to score wherever I want to.
Yeah, There's 2 goals. Why not make the most of them?
Yeah. But yeah, so Chris will be on for a little mini impromptu nerd roundtable discussion on some Marvel news. So. And then we'll have Maintaining Mediocrity on for some fun with geography, like I said, which will be a lot of fun for somebody. We'll figure out who.
By the end of the show, you'll get a vote. Who had fun? Was it Look,
Who
It's
had
Myko?
more fun?
Was it Maintaining Mediocrity? Was it you, Chad?
She's sweet as could be, so I'm really glad she's gonna come on and have some fun with us. So.
We're
Hey.
winners! Look at that! First game! It's cracked! How's it feel to be one of life's winners, Mike?
We also own the night, apparently.
Is it we run the night or we own the night?
We own the night, I
Nah.
guess.
Okay. We'll rent it out to you though, Chad. We're not. We'll allow you to borrow some night.
Great rates. Great rates.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, Scott Chick, I got like a little chair back here, so it kind of gives me some separation from the background. What's really sad though is it's a lighting trick too, because this shirt is definitely red, I promise you. But this background is definitely orange, but it looks about the same. So
I don't believe it.
Danny just asked, Mike, did you bonk your face?
No, I blew my nose.
What's that up by your left eye though?
That's
your right
not
eye.
my left. There's it's like a birthmark. Thanks for pointing it out.
That's what Danny. Listen, I wouldn't have said
No,
anything.
it's fine. I'm a little self-conscious about it. I hate it. But
If it makes you feel any better, Oprah once called out Drew Brees' birthmark, and Oprah's a trained professional, so
is she a trained professional? What?
everything. She's good at everything. Oprah's not
Is-
bad at anything. Although I could point you in the direction of a podcast where Oprah really talked about like growing up as a people pleaser. I mean, Oprah, it was really fascinating. It's a Kristen Bell interviewed her. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. It's 6:24 West Coast. It's 9:24
really
on the
right now.
East Coast, and it's 2:25 now in the UK. Yeah, I'll say it's a Halloween costume. Yes, this is my floating head costume. Ooh, after. Narwhals are pretty okay, says KJ. It is a tooth, and I am super happy to celebrate Chicken and Waffle Day.
Do you think narwhals like chicken and waffles?
Can they eat it with their tooth?
I mean, I would assume not because like it's up here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of far from here.
Do they have any teeth?
I'm sure they do. I don't know.
Okay. You should know this because it's your favorite animal.
What's your favorite animal?
I said I don't know yet.
Exactly, because you're Googling it now to try to learn about
No,
it.
I'm trying to think of like, for example, let me tell you a story on the other side of the news. It's about airplanes. Chat, K-Laugh, remind me to
Holy
tell you the
jeez.
airplane story after this, okay? Also coming up, bear wanders into a house, breaks a computer monitor. There's a story of the Mediterranean Sea and a 900-year sword, and Sprinklegate.
That's crazy.
But remind me
One of
after.
my favorite stories.
After the news, though, K-Laugh. After the news. All right. Speaking of the news, it's time to get informed. Here's hashtag fill-in video game expert. That's Mike.
Oh, hey everybody! Speaking of narwhals, actually narwhals don't make any appearance in this gaming morning news, but I did burp. So you guys like video games? I do too. Anyone here play Sea of Thieves? Anyone at all? Probably not. Lots of people. Okay, great. Did you know that Sea of Thieves is 3 years old? And recently they crossed a giant threshold. This comes from Sean Prescott of PC Gamer. Sea of Thieves is celebrating 25 million players. When Sea of Thieves came out, didn't get a whole lot of fanfare. There wasn't a whole lot of talk about it. The game wasn't that awesome when it came out, but luckily they have decided and figured out the good old fashioned way to get better by constantly putting out updates and offering new things. And guess what? If you log in between October 19th and October 26th, you'll get 25,000 gold and 25 doubloons. That's right. That's for everybody. And for one lucky player who logs in during that time, they will receive 25 million gold which will make you quite rich in terms of Sea of Thieves. Unfortunately, you can't pay your actual bills with this gold, but you can try, I guess, if you wanted to. I don't know how many companies will accept that. But yeah, so that's pretty incredible for a game that kind of had a lackluster debut. They've gone the route of was it the No Man's Sky, and thanks to updates and thanks to a lot of really good hard work, they've been able to cross that 25 million player threshold, which is pretty fantastic. I'm
a big fan of helium, and so I'm hoping when I log in, I can get some of them balloons to use with my helium.
Buy your Dr. Squatch soap.
It's a pirate joke.
Hey, do any of you know a pirate's favorite letter?
Oh boy,
Huh?
it's R.
Huh?
R.
You'd think it was R, but their first love is the sea.
Bob really likes that joke.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
Bob likes it.
Gosh, Bob. Yeah, you're gonna like this one too, Bob. This was first. The news of this was broken by our very own video game expert Sean, Sports.Gaming. That Xbox was having a mini fridge. It was kind of meant as a joke and a professional Prometheus. But according to CC Zhang, I'm struggling right now. Everybody.
You got it.
CC Zhang from Kotaku has let us know that the Xbox mini fridge is real, and they took some pre-orders for it yesterday, and it sold out within 15 minutes.
Wow.
So that's kind of crazy. What started off as just kind of a marketing ploy. 4 months ago, after former Kotaku staffer Ash Parrish wrote about how the mini fridge was nothing more than a silly capitalist stunt, the official Twitter marketing account held a battle between the brands, Skittles and Xbox, and Aaron Greenberg, the general manager of Xbox, said that they would do these mini fridges. So it kind of started off as a joke. And it was real. It was real. It went on for sale yesterday around 9:30 a.m. And within 15 minutes, they were all sold out. So no one knows if these are going to end up on the black market, kind of like all the other Xbox Series X's, but it's very possible. There were a lot of scalpers that they feel were on it, because within a couple of minutes, they were sprouting up on eBay for about $300 to $400. So that kind of sucks.
Were there any chips in them that we could use to make PlayStation 5s?
Probably. It's just filled. That's where they all went. All of the chips are in these mini fridges. Unfortunately, these mini fridges don't work if you try to play video games on them, but they can hold up to 12 cans.
Wow.
So that's kind of exciting.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, I think this came from the fact that when the Xbox Series X came out, everyone was like, it looks like a mini fridge, right? That's the history of this.
There was a lot of jokes about it. And then there was kind of a peeing contest between Xbox and Skittles about, like, hey, you're just doing this to do a political stunt. And Xbox was like, oh, yeah? Well, watch this. And they did it for it. So, kind of weird, but also kind of awesome. It would be really cool if you could get the KFC console in the Xbox mini fridge. And there's another gaming computer that recently came out that looks like a Roomba. Just get all that stuff on your desk. And people would be like, wow, you really like weird things. And then if you can get a PS5, help people with your modem. Not a lot of stuff, because I just cleaned it. And finally, from Ash Parrish of The Verge, formerly of Kotaku, according to our last story, the next part of the saga in the Activision Blizzard lawsuit, Activision Blizzard is trying to get the discrimination suit against them thrown out of court. If we weren't sure that Activision Blizzard was run by a bunch of douches before, this will surely help us to remember that they most definitely are. So they're facing the discrimination lawsuit from the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, as we've detailed before, for a lot of really terrible things that they did to namely their female employees, but to a lot of folks as well. The application claims that the DFEH is represented in the case by lawyers who previously worked for the Equal Opportunity Commission, a federal agency that investigates claims of workplace abuse. So basically what they're saying is because these folks have worked on a similar case earlier, that they should not be allowed to work on this lawsuit now. They're alleging that it's a conflict of interest. Basically, they're just posturing to try and get these lawyers thrown out because these lawyers are pretty intimately familiar with the abuse and all the other bull snot that Activision Blizzard has done in the past. So they're trying to claim that it's a violation of California state bar conflict of interest. That says a lawyer who has formerly served as a public official or employee of the government shall not otherwise represent a client in connection with a matter in which the lawyer participated personally and substantially as a public official employee. So basically, because these lawyers have already sued Activision Blizzard for being scumbags in the past, they're trying to say that you can't work on proving we're scumbags now. So it's a super bummer, because instead of Activision Blizzard just being like, hey, you know what, we screwed up and really working with it, now they're trying to fight. So way to suck. Don't play Call of Duty. And then finally, you guys like video games. I think we all like games here, and sometimes they come out. And guess what? They came out today too. There's a couple of them. There's not a lot, but there's a few. Coming out today is a Healing Spree for your personal computing device, Jars for your personal computer and Switch. They Always Run, which also comes out for your personal computer. Spectacular Sparky, which comes out for your PC. Corpse Party, which comes out for your PS4 and PC. And Silver Chains, which comes out for the Xbox One, because they're apparently still releasing stuff for that. And for your favorite segment within a segment, your name of the morning is still nothing because Sean's not here, and I don't want to get sued.
Sued by whom?
I don't know, Sean.
Sean's gonna take you down. Get out of my segment, Mike. I don't know. That's not what Sean sounds like at all.
When he's angry, it is. Yeah.
Mike.
That's angry, Sean.
Quit doing that.
What are you? Where's Rachel?
I'm the
Where's the name of the morning? What?
This is actually the only reason we don't have a name of the month for any of the last 6 months, is because Sean hasn't been here this week. So.
Yep. Thanks, Sean.
I wanted to give you a name of the month giveaway. I really did, chat. But because Sean had to go on vacation, I haven't been able to.
Let me read the text real quick. Ryan, Sean, we want to do the name of the morning giveaway. Sean, don't do that. I'll sue you. See, that's what he said.
Text.
It's right there.
Here, just show it on the screen really quick. It's clearly right there. You can just see it. Ready? Yeah, see that was
crazy, right?
It's amazing thread. You should see it. Please don't freeze frame that.
That's actually a conversation between Megan and I, so you couldn't see it anyway.
Yeah,
that's right. Show you proof.
Someone's gonna do a deep dive, frame by frame that clearly at 8:47 in the Central Time Zone, because I don't know if we're also ahead of time. Anyway, someone's gonna reconstruct and be like, "This is what Megan said." And this is what Mike goes. Well, congratulations
from the store
to no one, because you don't get a name in the morning, because we don't do that anymore. At least maybe not until tomorrow when Sean's back. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So
we don't do video game things anymore.
But what you can do is you can follow us on Twitter, because we do have all of this stuff posted onto our Twitter at WatchGMS. He is Look It's Miko, and I am Hefty Goof on said platform. And also stick around, because we are going to have our 5 questions GMS game with B-Mint starting at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time today. And this is actually timely, because B-Mint primarily streams Microsoft Flight Simulator. And my airplane story is, this is what made me think of this, is like, you know how you see like an animal for the first time that you might like imagine being awesome, and then you get to the animal and you're like, oh my gosh, this is as awesome as I envisioned it in my head, right? You get kind of giddy, I think was the word I'm looking for. So I have a thing about airplanes flying low and over my head. I think it is so cool. Like, you know that scene from Wayne's World where they're like laying on the hood of the car and they're like letting airplanes fly over the top of them?
Yeah.
I love it. And one time, I'm driving up in the Tacoma, Washington area, and there was a military plane that was landing at, I'm assuming, nearby military airbase. And it happened to coincide where I was like driving east and west. This airplane's flying north and south, and like we went right underneath it as it was like landing, so it was like right over our car. And the Hofbrew can attest to this because he was with me. I got all giddy, like to the point where like Hoffer looked at me and was like, do you need to pull over? So like, do you need me to drive? Because I was just like, you're so good. I'm so happy. And that's how I imagine meeting a narwhal would be like for you.
I don't know if I would make those noises because then the narwhal would get scared and stab me with its tooth.
How did Mike die? Narwhal tooth stabbing.
Narwhal.
You know, as one does. So. Anyway, I think my best answer so far is otter. I'm gonna go with
Otters
otter.
are really cute. They're really cute.
I see them in the zoo all the time, and they look like they're still happy. So
I think they're happy forever. Like that's just their thing.
yeah,
You know, they're like, we're happy.
we're otters and we're happy. Also, early takeaway that was pretty okay is bull snot, by the way, from your news.
Bull snots.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Gray. Yeah, I won't forget to tell the airplane story. Gosh, it was so cool. And so, like, every time at the Portland airport, they don't have a way to really be underneath the planes. You can in one spot.
Yeah, it's blocked off.
But they do get really close to one of the parking lots on the north runway. And so they'll land, and I'll just be like, I get giddy.
I'd like to see video of that, please.
All right, we'll work on it. You said you really like this story, so let's go to this one first. Sprinklegate comes to us the way of Bill Chappell from NPR. What this is like, literally, like topping sprinkles, like sprinkles,
like topping sprinkles. I feel like KJ had mentioned that she'd see something about this as well, because it's really funny. Nope. Okay, never mind. It wasn't serious. Hi, Joel. Anyway, Sprinklegate. It's a real thing, folks. It's not like a ha-ha funny I mean, it's kind of a ha-ha funny thing. But according to Bill Chappell from NPR, a British bakery has been forced to pull its top-selling cookies from the market after regulators informed the owners that the sprinkles are illegal. The U.S.-made sprinkles contain a coloring that's legal for some uses, but not for sprinkling. Rich Myers, owner of the Get Baked bakery in Leeds, disclosed the recent setback on Facebook, where his updates on what he calls Sprinklegate have been defined by frank talk and the occasional heartfelt profanity. He says the decision is a huge deal for his business and also very effing annoying. Customers often ask for raspberry glazed donut cookies or a birthday Bruce, which is a towering slab of a 12-layer chocolate cake, Myers said. Both of them prominently feature the outlawed sprinkles. The donut cookies, Myers added, are not only our best-selling cookie, but they're utterly sensational. But for now, they're off the menu. It is highly unlikely that we'll be able to find any legal sprinkles that we will use as a replacement, Myers wrote. British sprinkles just aren't the same. They're totally bleep, and I hate them. Myers says Get Baked got the sprinkles from a wholesaler that imports them from the U.S., but the West Yorkshire Trading Standards Agency deemed them illegal because they contain a coloring called erythricin. In the U.S., it's labeled as FD&C red number 3.
Oh, okay.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration restricted some uses of red number 3 in 1990, citing studies showing that in high doses, the additive was found to cause cancer in lab tests on animals. The dye is currently allowed in foods in the U.S., but the Center for Science in the Public Interest has urged the FDA to revoke its approval. It did note later on in the article that it's also known to cause hyperactivity in kids, probably because they're made of sugar. I don't know if you guys knew that, but sugar makes kids bonkers.
I was always hesitant because I saw the dyes on ingredient lists pretty early on in my life. Like I noticed it like when I was 10 or 11. I was like, what's yellow 15? That doesn't sound okay, right? And so I always wondered like, is that good for us? I don't think it's good for it. I can't, right? Nah. So
most of this stuff isn't good for you, but that's okay.
Is it?
Whatever, you know? Sure.
If you want to know the other Sprinklegate, this is KJ saying it's a saga of a magic crimson weasel who is actually an archfey named Artagan.
Yep.
Is that a D&D thing? By the way, dungeon, very good D&D. Also, a quiet good morning on top of the moron to you. French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough, scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Great commercial.
Say what? No.
Great commercial. By the way, my kids had to point out to me that there's the sprinkles part at the end of that commercial. Have you even have a clue what I'm talking about?
Not a clue, but it's catchy.
It's a Geico commercial featuring Tag Team doing a parody of Whoop, There It Is. And at the end, one of the guys goes, sprinkles, and throws them up in the air like LeBron with talcum powder.
You mean Michael with talcum powder?
Oh, no, LeBron James.
Michael Jordan?
Perhaps you have heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of Michael Jordan.
Kalaf says, is this one of those things where you have to eat 8 pounds of sprinkles every day for a year to develop cancer? I don't know, but red number 3 sounds intimidating to me. So now if it's red number 4, I'm all on board. But
What happened to the other 2 reds? That's what I want to know.
they failed testing, so they never made it to market.
This little piggy. I don't feel like it. You need to eat a ton, but I honestly don't know how many documented cases of people getting cancer from eating sprinkles. You know.
I mean, maybe it's not documented, but it's potential. So we're just trying to avoid it in the first place.
Exactly.
So it took me a while to figure out why this one thing where you basically make somebody else go fast is like a hindrance. It's because you can't stop.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost scored that on a double doink.
Oh, butt nuggets.
Whoa. Oh, quiet's actually you're forgetting the person we're thinking of is Michael LeBron Jones Jordan.
That's not even funny. Quiet. Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time,
He is.
and the originator of the talcum powder.
Show me one clip
created
of Michael Jordan throwing talcum powder up in the air. Well, just one.
Well, I'm kind of busy playing the game right now.
While playing
maybe
for the
not.
Cleveland Cavaliers or Miami Heat. I bet you can't find a single one of those clips.
Huh?
I bet you can't. I bet you can't find one clip of Michael Jordan before the game starts throwing talcum powder up in front of the scorer's table while wearing a Cleveland Cavaliers or a Miami Heat jersey. Bet you can't.
I mean, that's accurate because everybody knows he's a Washington Wizards legend. Duh.
That's the only Michael Jordan game I ever got to watch.
Really?
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It was quite sad.
At least it wasn't when he was with the Bobcats. Am I right? Kidding.
Never played for them.
I know.
No one's ever really played for. No one actually. They're gone now, so no one ever really played for the Charlotte Bobcats.
Get in there.
Lady
over
K says,
there.
here's a lesser known fact. Cancer is written to our DNA. It just needs to be triggered. And although there are some things that are likely to trigger it, anything that can set it off, including drinking water, therefore constantly worrying about is fruitless. No way to live. I had not heard that before, Lady K.
So I shouldn't drink water, is what Lady K's saying?
Yes, Lady K is telling you
All
exactly
right.
that. Don't drink water.
All right. Doctor's like, why are you really dehydrated? Well, Lady K said, what? And then she's like, that's not what I said at all. Come here, ball. Stop hitting me, people.
Lady K said, I did not tell you not to drink water. Well, that almost whipped it right into the thing. According to Kalaf, Jordan had his own goofy pregame chalk tradition.
Goofy?
But was it hefty goofy? I despised Michael Jordan growing up because all my friends were Bulls fans because they were winning. And I had grown up watching the Lakers play, which probably grew up watching the Lakers play because they were always on TV because they were always winning. So for the same reason that I disliked my friends picking the Bulls, I had picked the Lakers. But long story short, I look back now and I was like, man, I really think Jordan was great. And I'm sorry that I didn't appreciate Michael Jordan growing up. So I was regretful.
I was a big Utah Jazz fan.
Really?
I loved Karl Malone. Karl Malone and John Stockton were two of my favorites. So, and they were kind of the anti-Bulls. So I was a big fan.
They were the anti-Bulls because they couldn't beat the Bulls.
somewhat accurate, and it was also a push-off, by the way. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, yeah, of course it was a push-off, but it wasn't called, so therefore it's not a foul.
Which is nonsense. It was a push-off.
It was a push-off. It was not a foul. Quiet says, all we need to do is ignore one of those knots. Oh, man. Must have sucked for that year or two when he went to go play baseball and then came back and won. It really was tough, yeah. And the one that I really wanted them to lose, like, really badly. Like, I did want the Jazz to win, but, like, when they didn't, I was like, it was fine. When the Suns didn't win, I was like, it was fine. I was too, like, not locked in for the Blazers one. Now, given where I live, I wish I had been. And then I was rooting for the Lakers for sure. So outside of the Lakers one, I really wanted the Sonics to beat them. Like, that was I was, like, really rooting hard for Gary Payton. And,
John Kemp.
yeah, that didn't work. So, Humble Whelm, good moron to you. And yes, go Supersonics, the artist formerly known as. So,
F Seattle. That's all I'm saying. You heard me.
just because you're a Timbers fan doesn't mean you have to hate all of Seattle.
Yeah, I really liked the Mariners for a long time because Griffey was my favorite player.
Mm-hmm. I am the most fickle baseball fan of all time. I liked the A's originally, and then I liked the Mariners because of Ken Griffey Jr., and then I've become a Cubs supporter after a trade. So, excuse me, Humble? What are we doing today? What? No, nobody's an Oilers fan. Not even Lucy the First, and Lucy lives in Edmonton. Like, there are no Oilers fans.
Oh, I thought I was talking about Houston. I was going to be like, yeah, no one likes the Houston Oilers.
Oh, I love the Houston Oilers. The uniforms.
Oh, that was...
Okay, it was a football Oilers uniform. Let's go. Oh, you just have a whole bunch of defunct teams that you root for, Humble. I get it. And it should be known that the Oklahoma City Thunder are not considered by Supersonics fans to be a continuation of the Sonics, by the way.
They're not. No, they're not.
I mean, they have all the history, but they're not. So, otherwise, if you just ignore all the history that they have attributed to their time in Seattle, they are not the Supersonics.
No, it doesn't count.
Warren Moon loved the Oilers. Yeah, Warren Moon was a very good quarterback.
Yeah, he was a very good quarterback, but I don't know if he loved the Oilers.
One of the worst losses in Oilers franchise history came courtesy of the Denver Broncos. Basically,
Denver Broncos.
We were a big part of why the Browns never won a Super Bowl. Like, a very big part of that. And also why the Oilers never did either. Quiet says, speaking of, I had Russell Westbrook in a lot of my fantasy lineups, and then he goes and craps the bed in his debut. Yeah, I tried to watch the Lakers game last night, but I was driving home whilst it had started, and then I got home and basically fell asleep. I went to sleep at like 8:15 last night, so that's the tough part, is like staying awake even for some of the hockey games. Oof, it's a challenge, but I do it for the Flames.
No.
I fantasy basketball, fantasy baseball, especially, like those daily fantasy things where you have to like make a lineup every day. That is tough. It's hard enough to do fantasy football.
Yeah. I don't do fantasy sports anymore because they just kind of took the fun out of some of the sports.
Yep. Yeah, I fully retired as well. I didn't enjoy it anymore. It was too much of a hassle.
Great job, everybody.
All right. Good morning on to Digital Doc Games. It is good to see you.
Digital Doc Bad Takes.
Top of the moron.
You heard me.
It is International Sloth Day. We're asking your favorite animal. I've settled on an otter right now.
Which one though?
The otter at the zoo in Portland. I call that otter Ted.
Ted.
Yeah.
Ted the otter.
Yeah. How's Diego this morning?
He's cold.
Oh, okay.
It's Diego, the gaming morning lizard. Ba-dum-bum.
I made the mistake of not closing my window last night, and it got real cold in my office. So Diego's not super stoked.
Quiet. I like that it makes me watch games I otherwise wouldn't. Yeah, and that's the good side, is if you're not watching games otherwise, then yeah, fantasy sports helps. I think it works. I think it works in both directions, to be honest. It's very good at both sides. So, and no, Doc, Mike, we're not doing this. Okay, we're not having a rehash of Marvel movie rankings and Gaming Morning Show. No. No, Mike. Michael. No.
I didn't do nothing.
You have a ghostwriter?
Yep.
Okay, fair
Someone
enough. Makes sense.
Someone's hacked my computer and they're writing hot takes.
Checks out. Let's do birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate today, please let us know because we would like to celebrate with you. It's 6:53, by the way, West Coast time.
AM.
Let's take a look at the birthdays this day in gaming history. Who has a birthday today? Today is actor Viggo Mortensen's 63rd birthday.
He did some okay things. He was in movies, you know.
Like what?
Yeah, he first was in Witness in 1985.
Oh my gosh.
Such a good movie.
I've never seen the whole thing, but I did see a public restroom scene in that movie where somebody
gets... In the movie Witness?
Yes, somebody gets stabbed in that movie. In the public bathroom, and it made me afraid to go to public restrooms by myself for years. Like, it happened to be that thing where father was watching it on TV, like middle of the Saturday or something. It was probably like one of those Saturday movies, right? Pops up on TBS or something. And I walk into the room, watch someone get stabbed in a public restroom, walk out. Mm-hmm. And that was enough to, like, remember that I can't go to public restrooms now.
Okay.
But the good news is whatever you watch as a kid does not influence your perceptions on the world. Not at all.
Not at all. Wow, it's such a random movie that you remember though. Like,
1985.
You don't see any movies and you remember this one movie.
I've never seen the movie. I've seen that scene. It's the same reason I'm terrified of Chucky. I saw like a snippet of Child's Play and it was all over from there. Actor William Zabka turns 56 today.
Johnny from Cobra Kai, from the Karate Kid series. I'm surprised he wasn't a bigger star back in the day because he was kind of studly, and all the ladies loved him.
Is it maybe because he
now
played
he's Johnny again?
Maybe it's because he played an angry character.
He didn't play an angry character. He played a bullied kid.
That's true.
By Ralph Macchio. Yeah, he was bullied by the Karate
Wait,
Kid.
no, that's not true. He was not bullied by the Karate
sure
Kid.
is. He was bullied by the
I
Karate
thought you were
Kid.
gonna say he was bullied by his dojo master or whatever. So.
Nope. He was the innocent victim in the Karate Kid movies.
It's not true.
Daniel came, stole his girlfriend, stole everything. I mean, what a jerk.
All right, Digital.Games, you definitely won the Marvel movie rankings because we cannot trust anything Maiko says anymore.
He's up there with Rose and Grandpa Joe is one of the worst villains Daniel-san.
Rapper Snoop Dogg turns 50 today.
Wow, he's only 50?
He's going to be in the halftime show. Did you see the halftime show lineup?
I did, and I saw how angry people were, and it just made me the happiest.
It's a 90s kid's dream.
It really is.
Gamoron to you, Justin, said, I agree that apparently your take on this whole Karate Kid thing is correct. So.
Yep. One of the worst villains ever.
John Krasinski turns 42 today.
Man, he is a good-looking guy.
He is.
He after having to cut his hair for the film Jarhead, he appeared in some episodes of The Office wearing a wig. Cleveland.com, bro, that's a good fun fact.
That is.
Let's keep doing that. I'm prepared to be disappointed by the next one. I haven't read it yet. I'm prepared to be disappointed.
I was gonna say, what's the scoreboard right now? 1 for 4 so far today.
You know what? The next one isn't terrible either.
All right, actress Jennifer Freeman turns 36 today.
She used to be married to former NBA player Earl Watson.
Do you remember Earl Watson?
Not at all.
Nuggets legend Earl Watson.
Did he play for the Supersonics?
I don't think so. Let me look. Yeah, remember Earl Watson was very popular with the Denver Nuggets fans. So
why was he like a nice guy?
He played for them for like a year. He was. Oh my gosh, Earl Watson played with the Seattle Supersonics and Oklahoma City Thunder from 2006 to 2009.
Yep.
Also, apparently a former Portland Trailblazers guard for a year.
So he really liked the Pacific Northwest.
It's apparently,
I just want to play here.
No, it's even better than that, Mike. He was selected by the Seattle Supersonics in 2001.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then was played for Memphis for 3 years, Nugget for a year, and then went back to the Supersonics, Pacers, Jazz for several years, and then the Blazers for a year. Now is an assistant coach for the Toronto Raptors.
Guy got around.
Man, Earl Watson.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, Jennifer Freeman, you lost out on that guy. Man.
Actor Melanie Mayron of 30-something is 69 today.
Nice.
Nice. It's also Connie Chung's 76th birthday. She's a news anchor. Kamala Harris, U.S. Vice President, is 57. Scott Hall, Odreza Ramon, the bad guy, AU. He's 63. Wow, he's 63. That's incredible.
Scott Hall is older than Snoop Dogg
Yeah, he is.
by a decade. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
William Russ is 71. I think he was something in Boy Meets World. He was the cool teacher, I think.
Oh, Mr. Feeney.
No,
Scott,
the
just
other,
kidding.
the
guy with
younger,
motorcycle.
the younger.
Yeah,
one.
we talked about this the other day.
I'm a motorcyclist.
He's 71.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Mr. Feeney. I don't know. I think Mr. Feeney's like 90.
I thought Mr. Feeney
Mr.
died.
Turner. Oh, it's what's his name's dad, isn't it? No, hold on. What's his name?
All right,
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
While you're
No.
figuring that out, we always like to spotlight drummers, but this one's also close to my heart.
Yeah.
It's drummer Jim Sonny Sonfeld's birthday, 57. The drummer of Hootie and the Blowfish. I only want to be with you.
William Russ played the dad in that one.
Okay.
He was the dad.
It said Load Last Checkpoint said he took over as Sean's guardian. Mr. Turner did.
Yeah, he did, because he was a good guy. He's a good guy. Hey, it's also Mickey Mantle's heavenly birthday, as well as Tom Petty.
Oh,
Way to go, Tom.
I once photographed Tom Petty's photographer.
What?
I happened to meet a person at a bar that owned a bar in North Carolina, and I asked him, can I check out your venue? Because they had just opened and they hadn't put up, like, they had like a venue in the back. So like bar in the front and then like stage and venue in the back. They didn't have a show. I was like, can I check out the venue? Like, yeah, sure. And I was like, that's a really cool picture of Tom Petty. The guy's like, yeah, I used to be his staff photographer. It's like, oh, yeah.
So you took a picture of him.
So I took a picture of him in front of one of his pictures.
Okay.
It's a really cool
You
photo.
probably like made that guy's life. He's like, no one ever wants a picture of me.
Let's go this day in gaming history. Lawsuit or not lawsuit from 1985, Mike.
Not lawsuits to it.
Not a lawsuit. Locking that one in. Bob plays the lock-in sound.
Beep boop beep boop.
Sega releases the Sega Mark III video game system in Japan. You are correct.
Correct.
That was not a lawsuit.
Count it.
1992. Lawsuit or not lawsuit?
The 90s. I'll go lawsuit.
All right, gonna go lawsuit. The U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decides to dismiss the appeal by Sega to review the August 28th ruling in favor of Accolade. You are 2 for 2, Mike.
Correct.
Count it.
2008, Rockstar releases The Midnight Club Los Angeles for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. The next year, 2K put out Borderlands for Xbox 360, PS3. Did you ever play Borderlands?
Sure did. I played the first one a lot, and I never really got into the second one.
And then EA Sports that same year put out FIFA 10, now known as New Madden Soccer 10, whatever you called it.
It's not in the game anymore.
Humble Whelm said, I'm going to introduce you guys to a game my buddies and I play. I'm going to give you the premise of a movie, and you'll have to give me the title, but with a slight twist. Here's the premise, Mike. You get to play first. A kid and troublemaker has to defend his house with booby traps from 2 slapstick burglars after he's left behind when his family goes on Christmas vacation. He defends his home, stunning the burglars by winning the NBA Finals. The answer...
So I saw the answer, and I don't get it.
So the answer is this is a mashup of Home Alone and Karl Malone. It's Home Karl Malone.
But he didn't win the NBA.
Yeah,
Finals.
you needed to change that by losing twice in the NBA Finals to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen was also on the Bulls, but it was just those two. So
Who?
good moron to you, Papa Paz. It's good to see you this morning. Number 2 is the best,
Good moron.
but 3 is okay. Oh, here we go. Humble One, we're going to give you one more shot at this, Mike. A kooky inventor throws away his children after accidentally shrinking them. The only way for them to get back to size and safety is to fight the larger-than-life wilderness of the backyard for the NBA title. Mike?
No idea.
We don't know Humble One. Humble goes, guys. Whether they won or not isn't important. It's a
very
movie.
Important. When I'm thinking of who this could be, Carmelo never won an NBA title.
Honey, I Shrunk the Jason Kids. That's good. I like that.
Hold on, let me ban Humble.
No, it's fine. Humble, you've just been invited to
it's
GMS After
fine.
Dark, probably.
You've been.
Just pick a basketball player. Yeah, I was going to say,
I
are
don't
they all
like
basketball
basketball.
related? Digital Doc Games and I were on the same page. Papa Paz was referencing Borderlands 2. So Borderlands 2 is the best. Number 3 is fine. Tony the Tiger is a big fan of Borderlands 3.
Like Tony the Tiger says, they're fine.
All right, coming up next hour, we're going to have a top 10 list so good that we haven't even figured out what it is yet. That's how exciting this top 10 list is. That's coming up next hour. Also, sports!
Deportes.
That's coming up next hour, too. Miss Theo will join us. Mike will hang out for another hour. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we play 5 Questions GMS with B-Mint, who's a Microsoft Flight Simulator streamer on Twitch. We're excited for that. If you missed any of our 5 Questions games so far, you can find them on our YouTube page at youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. Justin says, my ball and chain overheard this and got it correct in the background. Well done, ball and chain. Proud of you.
Where'd it go? Ball and chain?
All right, we'll be back in a little bit. That's Mike. I am Hefty
And
Goof.
my
Thanks for
band in
being
high
with
school.
us. It's Tuesday, October 20th, 2021. We're on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, as well as GamingMorningShow.tv.
All right, let's gather round to read the Moose Book. There was a mooster in Worcester. There's a moose loose about the hoose. Shake it loose in your hoose, that moose. I would call it a truce with the moose, maybe spruce up the hoose. Dr. Seuss writing about the hoose in which the moose shook loose an overused spruce. The moose that encountered a truck's caboose is the moose named Bruce. I'm loose, said the moose, Bruce, as he threw up a deuce. Fun fact, Bruce the moose actually starred in Footloose. Snitches get stitches like mooses get looses. Obtuse rubber goose, green moose, guava juices. Goose and moose called a truce over being loose around Bruce. A moose nuisance is a moosance. You better write about the moose, no excuse. You're welcome.
If we get tomorrow, I miss I can try. Give you love to borrow, just to get us by. And sometime when you're ready, soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last. I don't wanna give you back to hold on to.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, List of the Day, and Sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. And follow us on Twitter at WatchGMS. Time for hour number 2. Right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues. It is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Wednesday, not Tuesday. And whoever told you it was Tuesday, well, they're wrong. I don't know who that person was.
Who said it was Tuesday?
It was me. I told you. It was like, it's Tuesday, October 20th. And made like Scott Chick panic, a whole bunch of folks. So, whoopsie. My bad. That is Miss Theo in the top left. That is Look, It's Maiko in the bottom left. It is good to see everybody this morning.
Good moron, everybody. What up, Mike?
Good morning, Miss Theo. It's been so too incredibly long.
I know. So too incredibly long.
That sounded like the old Bud Light commercials. Real man of genius.
It was incredible.
We're going to play 5 questions with B-Mint coming up at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time this morning. So that's just over an hour from now. Scott Chick hanging out with us this morning. Digital.Games, Average Husband. Good moron to all y'all. Copia, Lady K with Big Theo energy this morning. Quiet I Am Gaming. It's Tuesday o'clock somewhere, says Quiet. Humble Whelm is still playing this game. All right, we'll give this one to Theo. Theo, name the title of this movie based on the following description. Okay. In an attempt to replace a Vietnamese village's slain, what the hell am I reading? Pachyderm?
No, that's right, yeah. Pachyderm.
Pachyderm? Yep. The U.S. Army steals a cargo plane and airdrops alongside a big-eared, larger-than-life companion to fight the enemy soldiers and help the village with the NBA Finals before the yearly festival. What's the title of that movie?
Wait, what? It's Space Jam? No, what the hell?
Bingo. It's Operation Dumbo Drop, but where do you... Operation Arvina Sabonis.
Has anyone ever seen that?
No. No one's ever watched that movie.
The Operation Dumbo Drop?
Have you seen Operation Dumbo Drop, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you would.
Isn't Bill Murray in it? I'm pretty sure Bill Murray's in it.
KJ's apparently seen it too. You all have seen Operation Dumbo Drop.
Oh.
Operation Dikembe Mutombo Drop. Mutombo Dumbo.
Bill Murray is not in it.
Oh my gosh. Kukuri is here. Good morning to you. Brendan is here as well. Brendan _TTV is good to see you. Kate Zaid hanging out with us still. I mean, listen, there's so many folks chatting this morning. I'm not going to be able to read them all, so it's good to see you this morning. It is International Sloth Day, so we were asking you, what is your favorite wild animal? Here are some of the ones that we've answered so far. I said otter, even though I still feel like there's like another animal that like if I came across, I would be like, so excited. Mike's answer was?
It's a narwhal. Narwhal's the greatest unicorn of the sea.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
Theo?
I love big cats. Like lions, lionesses, tigers, jaguars, pumas. Rawr.
Will you bring your mic just a touch closer if you can, or give me more volume out of the two?
Oh, wow, that never gets asked of me.
I know. It's also we had an issue where something died this morning, so I'm in my backup plan, so that could be why that's the case
Oh, okay. Is this any better?
too. Yeah, that's a little better. You just have to probably speak up a little bit. But African elephant and Siberian tiger were the answer from KJ. Average Husband says house cats are cool. Are you getting attacked by your house cats?
Dude, cats are vicious, man.
Are
Even
they?
house cats, they're awful. What do you mean, are they?
It
Yeah.
depends, because there's like cat dogs. I want a cat dog. Cats who act like dogs.
Oh,
I have a dog cat.
I thought you meant the thing from the cartoon, dog cat or whatever, cat dog.
Oh,
No, it was cat dog, but yeah, my wiener dog kind of acts like a cat sometimes.
Okay, I wasn't sure where you're going with that statement, but okay.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, K-Laugh is now in on this. The owner of a South Beach drag club and his partner are shocked when their son comes home to announce he intends to marry the daughter of an ultra-conservative senator.
Larry Birdcage.
Hijinks ensue when the senator's family comes to town to visit and compete for the
that's so
NBA
good.
Finals. The Larry Birdcage. All right,
Oh.
stop.
Good job, Mike.
Stop. We can't do this all morning. We're going to get exhausted.
We could.
It's
we
so
could.
good though.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. Just saying we have stuff to do. We're gonna get thrown off our agenda. We got B-Mint. Listen,
Hey.
I'll ask
You ever
B-Mint if B-Mint's a
It's a gaming
sports
morning
fan.
show before.
I'll ask B-Mint if she's a sports fan, and if so, we can give B-Mint one of these plots. Okay, sound good?
She's European, right? She even like basketball?
I mean,
All of the best streamers seem to be Europeans. I don't know.
there's a good amount of highly skilled basketball players from Europe, so.
That's true, including Larry Bird.
All right, let's take a look at what else everyone's talking about. Stuff. What stuff says K-Laugh? This is the only stuff for the rest of the show. Okay, fine, yeah. I promise, chat, we're only going to do the plot
Nothing
guessing
else.
thing. That's it. That's all we're doing.
Nothing
for this
else.
thing. Theo, how the hell have you been?
Good. I'm
missed
just
you.
like, does it? Oh, I missed you too. I know that's why I'm so excited to see that you're on. I'm like, yes, I love it when we're on together. I'm just really distracted by this. What's that?
Light?
What's Adam's family? The mom and Adam's family, Morticia. No. Is it Morticia?
Yeah, I think it's Morticia, yeah.
Yeah, where they light her, where she steps into the light and it just lights her eyes. Like I have like a little blind light action happening. I don't know if you guys can see it. Or not.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Are you
It's very
saying
artsy.
Are you saying you're blinded by the light?
Blinded by the light. Yeah, the sun is rising right now over the horizon. That's why it's like starting to get intense. So I might get some weird lighting action here.
Our good friend Austin Attack said the other day on Twitter that Austin would like, the daylight savings time to change the opposite way so that we didn't have to wake up in the dark anymore. I instructed Austin, if you just wake up at 4 p.m. Pacific or 4 a.m. Pacific time every single day,
It's the same, yeah.
it's never light out all year round. So just do that, and you never have to worry about that problem. I'm very smart.
It is weird. It is weird though when you wake up and it's still dark outside.
No, it's just every day.
It's like you didn't get a full cycle. It's like you're getting up before everyone else is, basically.
Yeah, and then nobody can bug you. It's great.
I could see that, actually. I could see that.
If
Brendan
I were
actually.
to get up before him, my kids would get up before him.
Oh, no.
They'd be like, I can hear him moving.
There's movement in. They could sense it. There's movement in
They're
the house.
basically they're like Tyrannosaurus Rexes. You know, like if you don't move, they have no idea where you are.
Nice.
But once you start moving, they're coming for you.
Brendan actually thought, Theo, you were wearing orange eyeshadow for a moment, but then realized it was a dramatic sunbeam.
Come on, look at this. It's like,
Just on one eye, that would be sick.
Yeah, yes. I come prepared with artsy makeup. No. Most of the time, I just roll up with it.
And Chris M.E. can confirm Beeman is from Germany.
I believe that's in Europe.
You are correct. Yeah. So hear me out. Okay, a Twitch streamer who plays primarily Microsoft Flight Simulator is over at the NBA Finals and meets Karl Malone. What movie am I thinking of?
It doesn't even make sense.
No, the answer we were looking for was John Stockholm.
What?
I don't know. Is Stockholm a city in
It's in
Germany?
Sweden.
Damn it!
No, it's in.
Look, K-Laugh. Look up. There's got to be a Stockholm in Germany, please.
Is there a Stockholm in Germany?
I mean, listen. There's an Oregon, Missouri. Okay, so
There's there's a Portland, Indiana.
yes. I'm just trying to play too. Humble. I just wanted to
The
play too.
Stockholm, Germany is very close to, I believe, Paris, Turkey. Yes.
I know it's the capital of. Oh, did you say Switzerland? Or did you say Sweden?
Sweden.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I love this show.
Did you actually answer my question yet?
Who?
K-Laugh. K-Laugh told me Stockholm is the capital of Sweden. Clearly, everybody knows that. Everybody. I'm just wondering, though, if there's one that's, in Sweden, too. Maybe.
I doubt there's a Germany in Sweden.
No,
Or
I'm not
Stockholm,
asking if there's a Germany in Sweden. Killing me.
A Stockholm in. Is there a Stockholm in a? Oh wow, that was something. In Germany, anyone? K-Laugh, why aren't you looking this up yet?
Perfect. So Scott Chick confirmed what I was asking, which is there is a Stockholm in Sweden.
Not in Germany.
Is this thing on?
So
Hello.
she confirmed nothing.
This is the Brandon Flowers conversation of cities. Chris says Europe doesn't do the thing where we do, where we reuse names.
Well, Zaggy's, he's right.
Is that true? There's not a single duplicate, there's not a Sochi. I guess we're going off Europe now, but
Germany? Like what?
But there's not like no other town anywhere ever. I disagree.
I'm sure there's one, but it's not Stockholm.
All right, there are Stockholms in Canada, Papua New Guinea, Sweden, and the U.S. Well, fine, whatever.
Papua New Guinea? What? I'm sure there's like 9 Stockholms in the U.S. though.
Oh, KJ, have a great day. Hope that it goes as well as it possibly can. And if you happen to find John Stockholm, let me know. I mean, all I had to do was change the country, but then it wouldn't have a tie into Beeman, so.
It was because there's no other major cities in Sweden that you could have used.
But name a city in Germany that also would tie into a basketball player.
Berlin.
Okay, what's the basketball player?
Berlin Hosen Leaderface.
Oh yeah, he played for the Sonics.
Yeah. It's possible. Let's see. Should probably play them.
While you guys are all talking about that, I've been just having a cool photo shoot with this light on my eye. So.
Nice.
Because I don't know anything that you guys are talking about. I'm like, sports? What?
Neither does Ryan. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
that's pretty much the premise of the show is we don't really know anything that we're talking about. So
I mean, you don't even need to say real cities or players. You just make them up. Lederhosen von Stockholm face. You know, I mean, what else?
Oh, balls. Here we are again, balls.
Pew pew pew.
Car balls.
Car balls.
Car balls.
Footballs. Ground balls. What was the one? I forget what it was the other time.
Boom.
Humble says, meanwhile, there is a Springfield in every state. There are a lot of Springfields, which is why they had said that the Simpsons, no one ever actually knew where they were based out of, even though we do have the actual answer.
Yes.
But no one will ever know.
When I used to give, like, university tours, we would talk about it.
Well, yeah, you had to, because everyone had to know the real answer.
Yeah.
Again, we'll never tell you, chat, but someday you'll find out on your own. There's a Stockholm in Wisconsin, New Jersey, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Maine. I love Maine.
I would love to go to Maine.
It's very pretty.
Oh, excuse me.
Whoa, wait. We gotta do it in the break. We gotta give it the feature it deserves.
Attention, it deserves.
Yes,
Okay.
the front and center. All right, Gaming Morning Show continues. It is now 7:25 on the West Coast. It is 10:25 out on the East Coast. It is 3:25 for those watching GMS in the UK.
Woo.
Coming up, we have, because they're the cutest, most incredible animals ever in the history of Everness, 12 curious and incredible, amazing facts about narwhals.
Aww.
That's the list that we're definitely doing.
Yeah, we are. You put me in charge of that.
I did. No, that's true. Yeah. So we.
No, I have to say, Mike, when you said it, Mike's face looked genuinely like, so excited about it. Like, I think I saw like a little horn just like grow out of Mike's head.
That's true. Mike's horn grew a little bit when he saw that.
It grew 3 sizes that day.
Average Husband says, wait, I'm making you a list for you right now. Coming up on a future Gaming Morning Show, a list made by Average Husband. Maybe about
that's
animals.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Is it about narwhals?
Chat contributions are high this morning. It is International Sloth Day. We're asking what is your favorite animal, wild animal specifically. It is also International Dungeon Meowster KJ Chef Day. It is Information Overload Day. Also Information Overlord Day. It is Suspenders Day. Brandied Fruit Day. Hagfish Day. Office Chocolate Day. Community Media Day. National Chicken and Waffle Day, which is my lunch. National Youth Confidence Day. And National Day on Writing.
Not changing it.
Is it on writing or of writing?
It's of writing.
Okay, we're going to go with on writing because that makes sense. All right.
Not changing it.
Theo is well rested on this voice thing, so we're going to have a very nice reading of Lady K's message there. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, it's my turn. Okay, Lady K's fun fact. Probably not of the day because I think you did a couple earlier. But fun fact, did you know that baby snakes?
Oh.
I was like, what is it?
It's
Okay.
sake.
Yeah. I was like, baby sakes?
3, 2, 1.
So, Lady K's fun fact. Did you know that baby snakes have a temporary tooth called an egg tooth, which allows them to cut their way out of the leathery snake egg? Oh, wow, savage. Those who didn't develop an egg tooth or a weak one are unable to get out of the egg, and in the wild, they would die.
Lady K, fact of the day.
Dang. I like how you naturally followed Bob's lead on that, but before Bob did it. It's great.
It's a duet.
All right, 7:28. Let's do this top 10 list. This comes from treehugger.com.
Yep.
Treehugger.com. Average Husband wanted us to do highest calorie fast food items. That terrifies me. I don't think I want to know. Like, that's an ignorance and bliss kind of thing.
That's a good one, though.
Ugh, it would hurt. All right, this one is from treehugger.com. Narwhal Facts. 12 Curious Narwhal Facts by Kathleen Gallagher. And this happened in February of 2021. Of course, it's top 10 list, so we only can give you the top 10. So, do you want me to read the bottom 2, Mike, to just give the extra facts, or do you want to read 1 and 2 as the extra 2? Which one's best?
Do the bottom 2 is the extra
Okay,
facts,
so these
I
are the
guess?
extra ones that don't count. People really used to believe that narwhal tusks were unicorn horns, and that there are no narwhals in captivity. That last one we already were told by one Look It's Mike O. But here's the first one from this list.
1.
Narwhal tusks are actually teeth.
Yeah, see?
But I did not realize that a tooth was categorical, like, in the sense of, like, I thought a tooth would be, it looks like this, something that you use to bite and eat, right? Or rip.
Yeah.
I never imagined that was like, I don't know. Anyway, apparently it grows out of its upper lip in a spiral pattern, so it comes from the mouth, and that's why it exists as a tooth. Narwhal tooth.
2.
Well, and the whole purpose of it is it's got a whole bunch of like nerve endings in there, so they use it to sense things. They are not endangered. Not. According to the IUCN Red List of Endangered Species, they're not there because there's 123,000 mature ones. I wonder how many immature ones. Right? They're currently listed as least concern. Well, that's kind of rude. Man, whatever.
That is rude.
No concern for you. Our
No
concern for you
concern
level is the
for-
least.
You can also find them in Canada, Greenland, and northern Russia. So I'll be taking a trip here pretty soon.
3.
Honestly, up to this point, I was like, narwhals are real? What? Okay.
I honestly, like, I've only ever seen them as, like, an emote or a cartoon.
Yeah, or an elf, you know? So, okay.
They're an elf?
Yeah. He comes up and hope you find your dad, buddy.
Yes, exactly. It's the best scene of the whole movie. Okay.
It really is. I'll agree.
Narwhals are deep divers. During the winter months, narwhals are routinely reported to engage in some of the deepest dives among ocean mammals. They dive multiple times a day, preferring deeper areas in Arctic. Fjords? In Arctic.
Fjord. Close enough.
Oh, okay. I was like, here's a Ryan moment.
Sorry. Rubbed off on you.
Areas in Arctic fjords and the continental slope, where depths range from 1,600 feet to almost 5,000 feet. Greenland narwhals are also known to visit deep areas, and biologists have recorded daily dives exceeding 3,000 feet.
4.
If you're wondering what a narwhal eats with their tooth, their diets consist of fish, shrimp, and squid. Now, their favorites, I don't know, did they poll narwhals?
Yep, they did.
Okay.
They did.
It's like, of the following, please rate how much you enjoy. They like Greenland halibut, because that Alaskan halibut,
Very specific.
for amateurs. But Greenland halibut, that's the stuff. They also like polar and Arctic cod, shrimp,
Ooh.
and Gonatus squid. Gonatus squid.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like an STD.
Ludicrous speed.
I've got some Gonatus going on here. Does anyone know how to get it off?
It was
Yeah.
tested for Gonatus the other day. It came back negative. In the fall, Gonatus squid was the only prey item observed in the stomachs of 121 narwhals. So apparently they were over that Greenland halibut by then.
5.
Yeah. All right. Like, yeah, it's out of season. Narwhals spend entire months under the sea ice.
Under
Most-
the sea.
Most of the narwhals mystery stems from the fact that they're so difficult to study. There's too many animals live in some of the most remote places on Earth, in habitats that are dark and covered in ice for most of the year. Your laugh brings me so much joy.
It really does. Like,
sea ice.
It's ridiculous. Did you know that the narwhals of Baffin Bay have less than 3% access to open water? It's crazy. So they find small cracks and take an occasional breath and aren't very concerned.
It doesn't take much, does it?
Oh boy.
Under the sea ice. Oh my gosh.
6.
under the sea.
I didn't listen to a single part of that fun fact.
I know you're just giggling your heart away over there.
Sure was.
Giggle, giggle, giggle. Giggle, giggle. Okay, number 6. The purpose behind their tusks is still up for debate. Scientists continue to disagree on why narwhals evolved to have such a unique feature. Hypotheses range from spearing fish, makes sense, and breaking ice, also makes sense, to the theory that tusks create a built-in environmental sensor for feeding. Oh, interesting. Recent studies, however, point toward tusks as a means to compete for and attract mates. Okay.
Makes sense.
Also makes sense. In 2020, researchers collected biological data on 245 adult male narwhals over the course of 35 years, measuring growth and variation in tusk length. Not that size matters, but the study found that the largest males had longer tusks, suggesting that males with longer tusks are more likely to reproduce. But again, like I said, not that size matters. But maybe for narwhals it does. I don't know.
You know what they
narwhals
say
are
about
very,
big Zach.
very picky.
Number 7 on this list.
7.
Can you imagine the female narwhals are like, I need Greenland. What was it? The fish? that
Halibut.
they want?
Greenland
I
halibut.
need
Halibut.
Greenland halibut only, and the finest tusk or narwhal.
Well, it's funny because there's all those like the memes about like a guy has to be over 6 feet tall. So what
Oh,
do
yeah,
like, your tusk needs to be at least 3 feet long. If it's not 3 feet, I can't date you.
Love big
What?
tusks. They cannot lie.
So they have like tusk extenders. You know how like they have heel inserts. but, like,
Oh
tusk
my
extenders?
gosh.
Fake one. Just
Can
happens
we-
to fall off like
Oh yeah. Oh, oops. On a date. Oops.
I swear this isn't mine. Not all narwhals have tusks. Oh man. Ooh. So it's not just that you have a small tusk, but you don't even have
God.
one. Actually,
Yeah, the
although
micro tusk.
the fact is, male narwhals are more likely to have them, and only about 50% of female narwhals do. The fact
Oh, cool.
is that the majority of narwhals with tusks are male is further proof that the theory that tusks are used to compete while mating. I would love to see a tusk-like sword fight.
God.
8.
Number 8. While there's no concern, they're especially threatened by climate change. Like most Arctic predators, narwhals rely heavily on sea ice for survival. They use it to hide from predators like killer whales and feed on prey. Rising sea temperatures have been connected to smaller population of narwhals in Mideast and Southeast Greenland. In spots where the summer ice temperatures were highest, there are not as many of them compared to colder waters where they like to hang out with their micro tusks.
9.
That's a bummer.
9. They change color as they age. Oh. Narwhals are white or light gray when they're born and reach a bluish black color when they become juveniles. As they continue to age, their skin coloration becomes darker and more mottled, only to lighten again in old age. Older narwhals are almost completely white. Oh, they're the wise and ancient ones. This color change comes in handy to researchers who use the color variants to identify and study baby narwhals in the wild.
Narwhal.
1. 0.
And they can live a long time. They are one of the longest living marine mammals, 50 years or so average lifespan. And apparently, they do this, quote, despite living in some of the most dangerous environmental conditions on Earth.
This is crazy.
Good job, narwhals. Way to be alive.
Way to be crazy.
The fact that they're actually real and exist is like, ugh, proof
Incredible.
that magic is real.
Unicorns of the sea.
Pretty solid list from Kathleen Gallagher, or Catherine
God.
Gallagher, February 12th,
Ooh.
2021. Nice work, Mike. Nice work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is probably my favorite 10 top list we've ever done.
It's pretty
It's a
good.
good thing you weren't here the other day
Ever.
for that nonsense we did.
No, all of our top 10 lists are great. Whoever said otherwise? Wow.
Oh, wow.
That sun's really
Gesundheit.
getting at you.
Yeah, it is.
Chill out. Average husband brought up apparently that somebody was fighting somebody or attacking people with a narwhal
Oh,
tusk.
what?
In London in 2019, there was a guy who stabbed a bunch of folks. there was like a big mass stabbing, and the guy who stopped him fought him off with a narwhal tusk.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
This is a story from Average Husband. Wife and I were in that exact area no longer than 15 minutes before that happened. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Got back to the hotel and had a ton of messages from my dad about it. For real, we just missed being stabbed. Also, this just in from Scott Chick, which, by the way, is our deputy cat petter. Got Oscar a new cat toy, a hex bug. I'm currently watching my other half crawl around the floor after it, not sure who is having more fun. Can we please have video of not only the new toy as Mike requested, but like I want to see your husband running around chasing this thing. Sounds great. Down's giving you the bless you for the sneezes, and Average Husband saying that whole trip was cursed. I could imagine. That's scary. I once had a friend who was like off the Minneapolis bridge that collapsed like minutes before it did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you never know. Never know.
You remember Drew? Drew was on that bridge right before it collapsed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he came.
Was
he came home and was like, "Yo, I was just driving over that."
Was Drew riding with my friend's girlfriend?
No, but that's crazy though.
Yeah. Same story. All right, let's take a look at this bear wandering into a house. Now, of course, bears. We've heard about bears breaking into cars. We've heard about bears borrowing the nice towels. Okay. In this case, though, I'm just making that second part up. But this one, a bear was shopping for a new computer monitor. It sounds like.
And it was very angry. And for once, it didn't happen in Tennessee. An Alberta man captured photos when a bear wandered into his family's home and made a mess of his son's gaming computer. Sean Reddy said the bear encounter at his Fort McMurray area home began when his dogs cornered the bear in the family's garage. Reddy said he got his dogs to safety and the bear was gone when he checked the garage, leading him to assume the animal had left the area. The father said he had soon discovered he was wrong when his 10-year-old son reported hearing scratching sounds inside the house. The scratching's coming from inside the house. The bear had climbed in through a window, and Reddy saw the animal cross the hallway into his son's bedroom. Reddy posted photos to Facebook showing the bear investigating his son's computer. The resident enlisted the help of a neighbor to use a bookshelf and other furniture to create a barricade before reopening the bedroom door to allow the bear to leave through the same window it used to enter the home. Reddy said the damage to the house was minimal, but the bear smashed his son's computer monitor and ate some cereal that had been left out. Okay, that's why you don't eat in your room, kids. Alberta Fish and Wildlife officials said they set up a trap outside Reddy's home, but the bear has yet to return to the scene of the break-in. That's according to Ben Hooper from EPI. Of course, this is like Home Alone. It's like Bear Alone, you know. But he apparently did not like that computer.
Barricade, says Humblewhelm. Barricade.
Barricade. Great.
So there's a family that's left their son before Christmas, and Carl Malone is there, and then a bear breaks in and rips out the computer monitor. Did we do that right?
What?
Lady K said, "Have you ever seen video of a narwhal impaling a seal?"
No, but I kind of
Sounds
want to now.
terrible.
For the seal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty
it's probably
awesome for us.
a pretty good day for the narwhal. I mean, it's like no more Greenland halibut for me. I'm eating seal today.
Tis a fine meal.
Good moron.
Top of the moron.
And to you, Golden, it's good to see you as well. Also, peregrine falcon is the favorite animal of one Humblewhelm.
The fastest animal on the planet.
Birds. I love birds of prey.
I love birds who prey.
Ridiculous. Oh! You got... Oh, fudge.
Oh no. K-Laugh! Stop it! Students at a school for wizardry explore the dark secrets underneath their school after attacks on their classmates leave them petrified and unable to compete in the NBA Finals.
I think someone answered, which is pretty good.
But is that the right answer, Theo?
I don't know. That's a pretty good one.
Wilt Chamberlain of Secrets?
Harry Potter and the Wilt Chamberlain of Secrets.
pretty good.
Why do these all have to involve the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's pretty clever. Now,
But like we can't have any of be like the World Series or something.
that's true.
Lady K said I held a peregrine falcon when I was 14 years old. Well, that's for me to know. A vampire doesn't tell their age. I'm pretty sure Livlet's probably held one too, because Livlet's held every animal on the history of the planet. So
That is so cool. I would love to hold a big old bird like that. No, actually, I want to hold Big Bird.
oh my gosh, I hope someday you get a chance to meet Big Bird, and then you just ask Big Bird if you can hold Big Bird, kind of like like a baby.
Can you just fly? Yeah, Big Bird, can you fly over here and just like arm? Thanks.
I don't think Big Bird can fly.
Big Bird fly? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think hop. Can you like hop onto this box and then hop onto
Well,
my
I just want to
wrist
see
here?
you hold Big Bird, kind of like a threshold picture where you're taking your bride into the house. Like, I just want to see you do that.
Oh my god.
Bonus points if you can get Big Bird into a wedding dress.
Why is Big Bird cool but also kind of creepy at the same time?
I never found Big Bird
Big
creepy.
Bird is very creepy. Are you
Really?
Yes, he's creepy. Yeah, there's something creepy about Big Bird. Like,
I mean, he'd only be creepy if like you turned on the light and he was standing in your room or something.
no, I don't know what it is.
Okay. I mean,
Okay.
You're not wrong about
Right?
the standing in your room thing, but like,
I mean, anything would be scary if it would just you woke up and it was standing in your room, right?
that's
yes.
accurate.
Yes, absolutely.
Except Taylor Swift, I'd be okay with that.
you'd be like, oh, hi Taylor,
Oh hey, I didn't see you come in. All right, what's up?
and she just starts strumming her guitar, starts singing.
That would actually be a hilarious bit if they did something where they did like a sequence of you waking up in your room and it's like Big Bird and you're like, ah! And then you did another one, you're like, ah! And then another one, ah! And then you're like, oh, hi, Tyler. How are you? And then the next one, ah! That'd be great. Oh my gosh, a young English orphan boy who enters a gigantic magical peach and has a wild and surreal cross-world adventure with 7 magically altered garden bugs he meets before winning the NBA Finals.
You guys are so good at these.
It's LeBron James and the
Kayla,
Giants
you're
peach.
about to be suspended.
That's so good. So good.
I mean, Kalof has got a pretty good alibi. Just going with the flow here. This was started by somebody else. Humble.
I like it. I like this game. This non-official game.
The problem is this going to occupy the rest of my day? I'm going to look up movie plots and find a way to tie it
Yes.
into the NBA Finals.
Yes.
Why the NBA Finals? Nobody knows.
Can we also do a category that's not that so that I can play? No,
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Can we pick other things?
Brendan said the same exact thing. He goes, "This is my trivia nightmare where I only know half the assignment really well."
yeah.
Apparently not Humblewhelm, because they're all NBA Finals so far. I kind of don't want to have anyone break this streak. I kind of like the fact that it's only NBA Finals so far.
Oh my god, quiet gaming. When I went to NYC once, Big Bird was sitting on a bench in Central Park. I need to see if I can find the picture I took. Average husband says, that's just how roided up the pigeons are in NYC.
You're not wrong.
yeah.
They're rather large.
They're rather large.
They're birds of size.
Birds of size.
Birds of size. Yes, that's a good one. Are you know in Princess Bride ROUSs, but it's BOUSs, birds of unusual size.
Oh, you blew me up, you jerk.
This is what Kate Laughs Morning, again, head of research and development on this show. I have tabs open for cities in Germany, NBA MVPs, red dye number 3 causing cancer, and narwhals. I have no idea what is happening at the moment.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, Kyle.
That's so good.
Boy.
Lady K, you mentioned about being a vampire earlier, and I've been obsessed with watching What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show. Has anybody watched that? Has anyone?
I have not watched. It's on the list of things to watch, which just seems to be ever growing, and
Yeah.
will never ever shrink.
It's so freaking hilarious. I die. It's so good. Yeah, amazing movie and amazing show. Agreed.
I missed.
So good.
Oh fudge.
That's a nice shot.
Wow. That was some heft on that one. Holy jeez.
Lady K said when Brendan had just lost a game, and said when you lose a game, you got to tell the people. We only have one rule on this show when it comes to show and tell, and that is
Remember, if you're getting food, you must show and tell when you come back.
And by the way, I'm going to eat 2-day-old donuts after the show because nobody else ate them in this household, and I don't know how that's possible.
Weird.
I was at work all day yesterday, and nobody ate them.
Is it a trap?
It's a trap.
It's
No.
a trap.
So here's the thing I live in this house. Anytime that there's sweets, okay, everyone's like, Dad, don't eat all of them. And I'm like, okay, fine, I won't. And then a week goes by and no one's eaten any of them. So then I eat them, and then all of a sudden someone wants one because they only eat dessert like every week. And then they go, Dad, why'd you eat them all? And I'm like, because you haven't touched them in 13 days. And I get really mad.
You should give them a rule, like after 7 days, it's free for all.
After a day, just eat them.
Or I don't know. Yeah, after a few days.
After 1 hour, it's free for
1 hour, yeah, 1 hour.
You have an hour to eat this.
Although I shouldn't have ordered a dozen donuts. That was too many to try to eat in one day. So
Ooh.
yeah,
A lot of donuts. Holy jeez.
it's 7:49 West Coast time, 10:49 out east, 3:49 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Quiet said I tried watching the first episode and just couldn't get into it. I was told I should watch the movie first. According to
You know what? That's okay because I actually watched the movie first, was obsessed with it, and then I started watching the series, and I couldn't get into it because I love the movie so much. And then I came back and I gave it a good old try, and it was hilarious.
Lady K said it's not a GMS rule. It's the rule of quote unquote the game. Humble Whelm. A radio jockey walks a fine line between pissing off his bosses and giving troops the dose of comedy they need while living in a faraway land while trying to win a war and the NBA Finals.
Wait, I know the movie, but I don't know how to put the
Yeah, I'm
reference.
trying to.
Good morning, good Alonzo morning,
Wage.
Vietnam.
Good morning.
Wow.
Good Alonzo morning, Vietnam. That's what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, and Brendan says, especially if it's a fresh baked good, like eat them all. Lady K, I actually can eat a dozen donuts, but these were like donuts of size. Holy cow.
Size.
Hefty donuts.
Average husband, a college basketball coach, throws metal folding chairs at museum artifacts that come alive at night and then wins the NBA Finals.
M. Night Shyamalan at the museum.
No, it's Bobby Knight at the museum.
Okay. I was like,
Good moron.
Top of the moron.
T-Wage Gaming said it's been a hot minute. Well, you're just in time for sports.
sports.
Want to.
You don't want to do sports? Hey, Theo,
Then it's just gonna be this game.
Hey,
for a
Ryan.
while.
did the Mets win?
Yes.
Mike, did the Mets win?
Travel day.
Yep. A lot of travel days coming up on the Mets schedule.
Travel day.
Meh, meh.
The bad news is your Seattle Kraken lost yesterday to Mike's New Jersey Devils 4-2.
They're pretty terrible. If they lost to the Devils, man.
The Devils are undefeated, 2-0-0 this year.
2-0-0. Wow.
You can get back into this. There's
2-0
only
wins.
80 games to play, Mike.
Man, the Devils suck.
Do you have ESPN Plus?
I do.
You can watch them all then.
No thanks.
Last night, the Golden State Warriors beat the Lakers 121-114. Beautiful second half comeback from the Warriors.
What was that final score?
121-114.
Is like defense is just completely dead, right?
Actually, that's a low scoring game in the NBA nowadays. There's games that finish 149-135. This is not an all-star game either, by the way. Not an all-star game. The Dodgers, Chris M. Yee's Dodgers, took a 6-5 win over the Atlanta Braves in LA. So that series now 2-1 in favor of Atlanta. Houston evens the series 2 games apiece at Boston, win 9-2. Coming up later today, Houston-Boston at 2:08 p.m. Pacific time. Atlanta-Dodgers at 5:08. It's a 2-3-2 series format for these series.
Tell you what, those Brave Dodgers games have been really crazy. They've been real good. I could care less about the cheating Astros, but the Braves Dodgers are fun.
For more on this series between the Braves and the Dodgers, we go to our NLCS correspondent. Here's Miss Theo.
What? Yeah. There's a lot of commotion last night. People were at the bars watching the show. Something about balls being thrown around and stuff. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you very much. That was a great toss. I'm proud of you. All that school's paying off. Other sports. Coming up, you'll have tonight the Sacramento Kings against your Portland Trailblazers. That is the season opener for the Blazers at the Rose Garden. So there you go.
It's not the Rose Garden. It's like Dakota.
It's the Moda Center, but it's always the Rose
that
Garden.
one. Say it right.
Also, we do have breaking news today. I like that better than our breaking news sounder. I like you going, toot, toot, toot. Yeah. Baker Mayfield will not play on Thursday. Instead, it'll be Case Keenum playing. Case Keenum has been named the starting quarterback as your Cleveland Browns take on my Denver Broncos. The irony that Denver will lose to their former free agent signing in a random game. Yeah, probably. There's no reason to believe the Broncos are going to win another game this year. Aura has sports. This is all in caps. Jordan Abdal of Hull Kingston Rovers will make his England debut against France this Sunday in the Rugby League. Up the Robins!
Up yours.
No, it's up the Robins.
It's not it? Okay.
No. Husband has to take off. Humble Whelm says a smooth-talking Dapper Dan man and his two stooges break out of jail and unwittingly become music superstars during the NBA Finals.
Hold on. Let me see this.
What? Makes England debut against.
Wait, which one is this?
Yeah, where is that?
Humble Whelm. It's above the big one from Copia.
Oh, gotcha. Smooth talking Dapper Dan man.
Shaquille O'Neal, brother, where art thou?
No, that doesn't. No, that's an F. Humble. You're wrong on that one.
I mean,
by average husband.
That's not bad. It's Copia. The NBA Finals are former cops who find themselves in a post-apocalyptic desert town called Bartertown. They are hired by the leader of the city to fight in a gladiator-like arena called Thunderdome, so they can kill Auntie's rival Master Blaster. They are later banished and find a group of children that survived a plane crash during the NHL playoffs.
The NHL play? Oh gosh.
Oish.
One thing that I know less about than the NBA is the NHL.
yeah.
Scott Stevens in the Wild.
I think
Diego, what do you think?
I honestly think that Copia just added NBA Finals on the front and NHL playoffs on the back just to make it sports related.
Wait, that's even more confusing.
Diego has no idea.
Average Husband, you should wait for the theme of each show because they're always tied into the theme. But you can always send us other ones. We might have them on reserve.
Sorry, Humble. I'm not good at this apparently.
Aaron Boone's going to stay with the Yankees. We'll be back as the manager. The price for a qualifying offer Major League Baseball free agents will drop from $500,000. Whatever. It's a salary story. I don't care.
That's a big one.
Ben Simmons has been suspended by the Philadelphia 76ers for one game. Conduct detrimental to the team.
He's a wiener.
Dawn Staley in South Carolina back in the number one spot in the top 25 women's basketball poll. How's your sports?
We did the vaccine story yesterday, right? The Washington State guy got fired.
Yes, correct.
Okay, good. Today, some other things happened. I had to really whatever. It just left my brain. I'm really sad.
What? You had it in your brain and then you lost it?
There was a story in my brain that I was reading before, and now I can't remember.
And then you had a brain fart and released it.
Good news.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, and you can see Mike's postings on Look It's Miko on Twitter. So
you don't want to follow that. There's a lot of political stuff on there.
Maybe we need to follow it.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Oh, it's Yao Brother, Where Art Thou was the guess from Kate.
Oh, yeah,
Yao
brother. That works. Okay, yeah.
All right, everyone has to say goodbye to Mike. Next hour, B-Mint will play 5 Questions GMS. We'll talk to the Twitch streamer who does a lot of Microsoft. Flight Simulator, Dog Lover, Coffee Addict will play the game with B-Mint. Also, Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews, where we rehash the headlines from the 6 o'clock hour. It should be a lot of fun, so stick around. We have that coming up next hour on this Wednesday edition of Gaming Morning Show. It's a Wednesday, October 20th. It's Wednesday.
Saturday.
It's Wednesday. Just a reminder, it's Wednesday.
Sunday.
Gaming Morning Show. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningShow.tv. All right, let's get into our meditation break. Miss Theo is here, of course, today. We need to get our minds right and have a chance to relax and get ready to go with our meditation break. Miss Theo is the Reiki Master Extraordinaire who takes care of us for this thing. Miss Theo, take it away.
Thank you so much. Okay. Everybody, if you aren't already, find a comfortable spot to sit down or lay down, whatever feels good to you. And let's just start with moving our body around a little bit, rolling our shoulders backwards or forwards, whatever feels good to you. Rolling our wrists around a bit, giving our arms some love, so just squeeze it. Ooh, helping that blood circulation. Waking up your body. Let's do that same thing to your thighs. Squeezing your thighs, your calves, your shins. Wiggling your toes, moving around your ankles. Let's take a big stretch. Oh, a nice big yawn if it feels good to you. Beautiful. All right, let's settle into this meditation here. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in. Close your eyes and exhale out of your mouth. Do that 2 more times, inhaling through your nose, filling up your lungs, your stomach, expanding through your back, and exhaling out of your mouth. One more big one. Inhale. And exhale, shaking it all off. Now keeping your eyes closed, let's go ahead and let go of everything we were thinking about before this moment and anything that you have to think about after this. You are here in the present moment, this juicy, juicy moment just for yourself, so let's enjoy it. And as we lay or sit here with our eyes closed, we settle into a beautiful garden in the woods. And as you sit or lay there, feeling the ground beneath you, supporting you with a strong foundation, making you feel secure and safe, surrounded by all shades of green, dark green, evergreen, lush green, light green, yellow greens, just greens everywhere vibrating around you. With little pops of color from beautiful flowers that have bloomed around you. And notice any sounds of the birds or little critters nearby. Or the sounds of the birds flying by. And just notice as you look around the magical energy of this garden as it brings life, joy, richness, vibrations, and energy to your heart and your soul. And as you take breaths in and out, taking in the fresh, cool air, and noticing the sound of the wind flowing through the trees and the bushes and the flowers, as it sends a rush of air across your face, reinvigorating your body. And you notice the sound of a little trickle in the background somewhere. So you turn around and you get up, follow a path that leads you to a pond. And as you walk toward the pond, the trickle becomes louder and louder, clearer and clearer. And as you arrive to this tiny, tiny little pond, you peer into it and notice your reflection. And just take note of what comes into your mind right now as you see your reflection. Are they thoughts of love? Or are they thoughts of negative self-talk, frustration? Whatever it is, just take note of it. It's like a temperature check. Now you step back, taking in the vastness of this nature and beautiful area. And then you're gonna tip over and take a look once again. But now you see your inner child, the you before you had to deal with any adulting, before any sadness, anger. This was you, young you, when you had dreams, when you had maybe more energy, when you weren't bogged down by the realities of life. Take a good look at your inner child right now. What does he, she, they exude? And what would your inner child be proud of, the adult you today? What is something that your inner child would be proud of? Secondly, now looking at your inner child, to ask your inner child, what's something that might be missing in your soul that your inner child wants you to remember? Whether that's an old dream that you've put to the side, or creative hobbies that you've ignored. Or stepping into your own voice, finding courage. Whatever that may be. Let's look at our inner child and make an agreement right now. Whatever agreement you want to make, little or big. But maybe start with just making an agreement with your inner child to pay attention to those parts of you that you've ignored. Just a little bit every day. And we'll set that intention in our hearts. And as we look in here to the pond, we're just going to take 3 handfuls of this water and splash our faces with it to cleanse ourselves of anything that no longer serves us and to reinvigorate our energy field in our bodies. So let's take one big handful now from the clear, crystal clear waters of the pond and swish it across our face, allowing it to refresh us and cleanse away anything that no longer serves us. Let's grab another handful across our face and our head, allowing that water to flow down our shoulders and our bodies. And one last time, invigorating us and inspiring us to remember who we are, remember our inner child and what we truly want. So let's go ahead and turn back around and walk back to the secret garden. As we sit back down, lay down, and be grateful with our hands in prayer form for the connection of our inner child. And remember your inner child as you go along your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Theo. Gaming Morning Show. Our meditation break. Always appreciated. Miss Theo is a Reiki master, musician, photographer, and all-around Theo of all trades. And we'll be back with us in just a second. Gaming Morning Show. It is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Thank you so much for being here. We have B-Mint scheduled to play 5 Questions GMS coming up in just about 10 minutes from now. Thank you.
Who's got the cutest pet on the internet? I have this one, so cute.
Arturo says hi this morning. Appropriate time to have Arturo be here because, of course, it is International Sloth Day. And so we're asking you, chat, what is your favorite wild animal? It is good to see a couple of first-time chatters in the chat this morning. Of course, one is B-Mint, who will be hanging out with us to play 5 Questions GMS and getting ready to make coffee. The other one is Blackbeard this morning. Good morning to you. It is time to welcome in everybody here for the 8 o'clock hour.
Welcome in, Final Hour crew.
Good morning on to you, Works. Thank you for being here as well, B-Mint. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. If it is your first time being here, well, it is a Gaming Morning Show, and we are a morning radio show that plays games. Good morning, Death Actual. It is good to see you this morning. I am Hefty Goof. Miss Theo will be back in just a moment. Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. Coming up, we're going to tell you about a 900-year-old sword that dates back to the Crusades being found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. That is on the way. Among the other days of the day, today is also International Chef Day, Information Overload Day, Suspenders Day, Brandied Fruit Day, which we do takeaways that are pretty okay, chat, at the end of the hour with something you learned from today's show. I did not know brandied fruit was a thing, but apparently it is. And it's apparently delicious. It is Hagfish Day, Office Chocolate Day, Community Media Day, National Chicken and Waffle Day, National Youth Confidence Day, and National Day on Writing, or National Day of Writing, just depends. Golden says, I will be leaving the final hour soon. Wow, how the turntables have churned. True. Chris M.E. said, I observed International Chef Day yesterday by having Mexican food with my sister. If you don't know Chris M.E., of course, Chris is the mayor of the internet and one of the ambassadors to the Final Hour crew. Important job. Good morning to you.
Top of the moron.
757 Spy. It is good to see you this morning as well. We got some Corgi love with the B-Mint emote on the screen. We also have the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News, which is a recap of our headlines of the day. You can find all of them on our Twitter, if you are so inclined, by going to Watch GMS on Twitter. International Sloth Day. This is from daysoftheyear.com. Look at that face. I think a lot of popularity of sloths have picked up recently because they have cute faces. Over the centuries, people have derided? Is that the right word I'm supposed to say? Derided sloths for being either stupid or lazy or a combination of both. Daysoftheyear.com, how dare you? Have you thought that they might be just into hanging out, doing nothing? After all, they always kind of look like they're smiling. Don't you wish you could have the serene expression on your face every now and then? If you don't, maybe you should. Everyone deserves to relax every now and then. International Sloth Day is, in fact, about 2 things. Learning to take a lesson or 2 in being as cool as a cucumber from the sloths of the world, and raising awareness about many sloths that are getting injured, captured to be sold as pets, or even killed by humans. So help keep those sleepy smiles on sloths' faces and take part in this year's International Sloth Day There are several ways you could celebrate International Sloth Day depending on which aspect of the day you'd like to concentrate on. You could learn to slow down, maybe enjoy things in life a little bit, or you could help sloths in South America. Ideally, you could do both. As far as charity goes, you could, for example, refrain from saying buying that cappuccino you spend a couple of dollars on every day for 1 week and then donate the money you save to AIU NAU. Thank you, Chris M.E. Making fun of sloths. Derided making fun of sloths. The Miss Theo is back. Maybe-ish. Miss Theo, where'd you go? You're like half here. Your voice is here, but your video is not. So I'll take care of it.
Weird.
Miss Theo, thank you again for the wonderful meditation break. We appreciate it. For those who are not familiar with you, and especially because we have many first-time viewers this morning, getting ready for the appearance from B-Mint on 5 Questions GMS, tell us a little bit about you and where we can find you.
Moi. What up? I'm Miss Theo. If it's the first time, hello. Hello. You can find me on Instagram at I am Miss Theo. On YouTube, Miss Theo. Where else am I on Facebook? But I'm like barely on there, you guys. Yeah, but most important thing is just if you haven't checked out my music video yet, check it out. It's so good on Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Yeah.
Thank you very much for being awesome. Fighting Nawak is here as well. Nawak, do I have that correct? Craig is here as well. Good morning to you. Thank you for the follow, Happy Pappy82 on Twitch. Appreciate that as well. I'm getting the impression that B-Mint, if we were to ask B-Mint what the favorite animal is, B-Mint might say a corgi, but that's not a wild animal. Does anyone have a favorite wild animal from the B-Mint crew? Let us know. Now, did you answer this question finally? Did you give me your favorite kind of wild animal?
Yes, big cats. Rawr.
Tigers, leopards,
lions,
jaguars, like everything.
Yeah, lions, tigers, jaguars, pumas, cougars. I'll probably end up being a cougar, to be honest with you.
Yeah. There's a video that the person floated around. I don't know if you remember. It was like a year ago that the person was hiking in the woods and came across a cougar.
Yeah.
But lived to tell about it.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Happy Pappy says foxes are pretty cool, very social animals. I do like foxes, actually. They're pretty neat. There's a couple of them that run around here every once in a while in the Pacific Northwest, so occasionally get to see them, but not too often. Golden says, has anyone seen a corgi in the wild? That's true. Wild corgis are vicious. But only out of self-defense.
Viciously adorable.
Right. Oh, Fighting said any bird of prey and crocodiles. I also was watching another one of those random Instagram reels, and somebody said that there was a James Bond film. It was before Pierce Brosnan, so it was after Sean Connery, so somewhere in between, maybe like a Roger Moore or something. Did a stunt where he actually ran over crocodiles that they had in the water. Like he walked on them like stepping stones, ran across them.
Oh. Well, how do you keep them all steady like that?
How'd you get them all lined up? Maybe they were stunt crocodiles, but at the same time, they're like, listen, we can get them to line up, but they're still going to eat him if he runs over the top of them, so.
So good luck.
Yeah. Golden says, I like Arctic foxes and peregrine. Man, we have had a lot of love for peregrine falcons this morning. Holy cow.
Yeah, and foxes.
Blackbeard says, bears and wolves. I like bears and wolves. Fun fact, I have actually pet a grizzly bear before.
Oh, yes.
It was asleep.
The baby bears. But I
pet it. King Gray says, I like my cat. Not wild, but she's cute. Have you ever seen your cat in the wild? Anyone? 757. Oh, Roger Moore. I was right. Live and Let Die. That's apparently what that scene is from. They were real, says 757 Spy. The guy who owned the alligator farm did the stunt.
Oh.
Already advance on our takeaway that was pretty okay, that apparently there's such things as alligator farms.
Dude. Okay, so my friend and his family lives in Florida, and I'll see on his Instagram stories all the time. You're like, oh, in his backyard, just alligators, crocodiles just climbing onto his backyard. And he's got 2 little kids. I was like, oh my God, I would never, ever, ever allow my kids to play out there.
Honey, can you please get the kids away from the alligators again, please? Thank you. That would stress me out.
Yeah.
Like, as a parent, it's already hard enough, like, when my kid climbs the fence, and I'm trying not to be like, you can't do that, because you got to let him explore and, get hurt and all that stuff, so.
Yes.
Happy Pappy said, Corgis are good farm herding dogs, especially for cattle. Also, Border Collies are great dogs, too, but you need a lot of real estate to keep them happy. We owned a ranch, my grandparents did, and we had a lot of Border Collies, even though they weren't really used for herding a ton, but they were just a great farm dog, so.
They're just used to have around because they're awesome. They're that awesome.
I did like my Border Collies. Zip was one of their names, and that was cool.
Oh my God, that is such a name for a Border Collie.
It was a good dog.
Does Zip have a lot of energy?
Oh yeah, Zip. Well, until the later years, but
of course.
Sad. Kayla F said orcas for me, maybe. Orcas are pretty good.
I like orcas. Orcas are beautiful.
Yeah. Lage says, we learned to run from alligators in grade school. Had a few times when they would tear through the school fence when I was in elementary school. Are you serious?
What?
It's terrifying.
It's like Sharknado, but like alligator. Nado.
Alligator Nade.
I don't know. You know what I mean.
It's actually the
you know what I'm getting at.
The long anticipated sequel to Sharknado. So you can look it up. It's on the internet. Good moron to our final hour crew.
Hello, FHC.
Which what?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but I could only make it halfway through that movie.
Good moron to you, Dougal McTarvish. It's good to see you this morning. I was a dog handler in the military and worked with Inuit wolf dogs. They are nuts. That sounds like a lot of fun. Just like 5 Questions GMS is going to be. And that's coming up next. Gaming Morning Show on this Wednesday, October 20th. Gaming Morning Show continues, and we are excited to play 5 Questions GMS. We cannot wait to get going with our guest today. It is B-Mint, Twitch streamer extraordinaire. It is good to see you. Good moron to you, B-Mint.
Hello. Extraordinaire. Thank you so much. Welcome, B-Mint.
Look at all these corgis. Oh my gosh, your chat is here in full force, Mint. It's so great.
I have the Twitch chat open as well. I see. Corgi Butt is the most famous emote of mine on Twitch. I still don't know why, but it just is.
Well, it's great to see everyone. Ashley,
hello, everybody.
Craig, Works, Blackbeard, Lori. It is great to see everyone who's hanging out. We're going to play a game with you called 5 Questions GMS in just a second. But one of the best parts about having new streamers on the show to play this game is we get to learn a little bit about you. For those who are not familiar with you, B-Mint, tell us what your stream is like and some of the things that you've enjoyed about the streaming experience.
My stream mostly revolve. I have over the year become a streamer of Microsoft Flight Simulator, which has been a happy accident. This was not intended in any shape or form, but it just happened. So now they held me hostage and I cannot let go. No, joking. But I literally fly virtual planes, explore the world, explore the planes, a little bit of aviation history, usually group flights, so having fun together, sometimes guests on stream as well to chat, discuss stuff. That's really it. Hoping to get the best vibes ever possible, mix fun stuff in with more serious stuff. And yeah, I'm not even sure what else I can tell you guys.
Do you have the full-blown flight simulator setup? Are we talking we got foot pedals now and a joystick and a throttle? Is it pretty intense?
No. I actually started streaming Flight Simulator with an Xbox controller, and it was okay. It was okay, but it was not serious enough, you know. So people were like, "You need to get set up." So I got a setup. It's not intense. It's actually small flight sticks. Flight sticks. I don't know if it's gonna be visible or not, but flight sticks are compact. Like that's really the size of it, and it just sits on my table all the time. You know, collecting dust when I'm not flying. Pedals are under the table, so no, it's not something that is like a huge big setup, you know.
Not yet. Someday we're going to go to your house and we're going to find out that you have a Flight Simulator room. One of these days. Well, that
would be amazing,
right? And it would be great. You could have like passenger seats. We could all sit behind you and watch you fly the plane and be your passengers. It'd be great.
Community dono goal, everybody.
Yeah, there we go.
Simulator room with passenger seats.
There's a reason we have you here, and that is to play a game called 5 Questions GMS. Let's do that right now. It is 5 Questions GMS time with the one, the only B-Mint, which you can follow on B-Mint5 on Twitter. And this is going to be a lot of fun. No pressure. I will even warn you, too, to be honest, that the first question that we have for you is probably the hardest question of the whole thing, which turns out has to do with, something we asked you, which is where we asked you where you have not been that you would like to go. Okay, we asked you a country that you haven't traveled to that you'd like to go. And you said to us, we would like to go to Greece, which I've never been to Greece personally. And so here is the question. According to Civil Aviation Authority, how many international passengers were received in Greece during July of 2021? Which this is like a very statistics-based question, and it's pretty intense. Was it 1.5 million? 2.8 million or 4.8 million?
Let me think. July 2021. The travel has picked up. Again. The restrictions have been mostly lifted for Greece. I'd go with the middle one. I'd go with 2.8 million. It's so hard to operate with huge numbers. I can't even picture myself that amount of people. I'm sorry. So it's like really hard to.
I couldn't believe these numbers were from 1 month, to be honest, when I looked this up. I found this on some travel website. But the correct answer
Ding, ding, ding!
is exactly that. You were absolutely right. 2.8 million international passengers flew through Greece in July. And that was compared to the year before, where it was 1.1. As you mentioned, that travel has picked up quite a bit. So 1 for 1, you are being crushing it so far on 5 Questions GMS. Question number 2.
Lovely. Question number 2. On your Twitter and Twitch bios, you describe yourself as a coffee addict. So what's your best coffee-related story or even a coffee recommendation?
Coffee recommendation would be to drink it either completely black, like Turkish coffee, which is strong and black to feel the coffee, you know, when it really hits you. And probably the interesting story, I'd not say it's a story, it's more of like a coffee fact. And I do have a coffee mug in the hand, by the way, yes, like I just couldn't let it go. Is that I only 2 months ago, I believe, only 2 months ago, I discovered, thanks to a dear friend and streamer who I've also seen in the chat today, that coffee is best enjoyed with Baileys. Drinking coffee since I was, I think, 17, 16. My mom always made me really strong coffee, and I never thought about adding anything into it apart from occasional milk, you know. I would not say I have.
How do you prepare your coffee?
I have 3 versions of preparing different coffee. A different coffee roast, if it's really fine, like a fine powder, like Italian Lavazza is really fine, you can just pour it with boiling water, it's gonna cook itself and it's gonna taste good. You can literally just skip cooking it, you know, boiling it. If it's something that is more not less fine, okay. I'm not a native speaker, I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm just searching for words. Then you cook it in this small coffee cooker, this geyser type of thing. I have that one too. I think probably most people know what I'm talking about, where coffee just shoots up. And I also have a coffee machine for those lazy days when you just have enough power to go to slanter to the coffee machine, insert a capsule, you know, have your coffee and crawl back to the PC. So
Yeah, someone said a percolator. I have a coffee
Probably.
machine that we tried to. By the way, those answers were both correct.
Correct.
And you get a bonus point.
Correct.
For having basically answered a whole second question. So you are now 3 out of 2 questions. You're over 100% on 5 questions GMS. I have found a coffee pot that's supposed to simulate a pour over, which was really important because I discovered pour overs way too late in life, Mint. And so I'm like regretful that I didn't know about this magical thing that makes your coffee taste like a bajillion% better. Sad. Question number 3 for you is, again, you are over 100% so far.
3.
We asked you for something that you seem to know a lot about that many don't seemingly do. And you said old cell phones, which, by the way, I'm an old cell phone salesman, so I talk a lot about old cell phones as well.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say you know a lot about old cell phones? Like, give us an example of what you know.
So tight, okay? So tight. I have over 400 phones at home because I've been collecting them for past like 6-7 years. I've also been a phone salesman back in the days, and for me, it has been literally something to preserve history because they've all been different. I've even have like one of the oldest things I even have laying around. Let me see how much of the camera you guys are seeing on stream so I know where to point. This like old brick.
Wow, that's
literally,
amazing.
like it's almost like my hat. It's older. It's not older than me, right? But when this thing was in stock, like in service, my family didn't even have phones yet, you know. So I've been collecting old stuff, not so old stuff, you know, all different form factors, different formats, different brands, everything, and people that know me are literally joking I should open up a phone museum at some point, and
yes.
I typically answer, you know, I was thinking when I was buying the whole thing, it's all used phones people just want to get rid of, typically. And I was buying it, I also thought, you know, I'm spending money on this, but if anything else fails career-wise, I'll just open a phone museum, you know, it's so worth it. So...
That's amazing. Is that your favorite? I was going to ask you, what is your favorite phone of all time? Is it the one that you just held up, or do you have a different one?
No, that thing still works, by the way, but I would not be my. It's mostly useless. Sorry, it doesn't even. It's from the time where SIM cards here in Europe were the size of your credit cards. You know, it's not usable anymore. The operators have shut down those frequencies. You cannot dial in. It's useless. Let me think. Most favorite phone of all times. It's the toughest question ever. I'll go with the BlackBerry Passport. I don't know why. I had it today in the hand.
Correct.
Good news is you score more bonus points. I think for the first time ever in 5 questions GMS history, we have a 5 over 3 right now, which I'm not good at math, but it's a lot. You are crushing it right now, Mint. My favorite phone of the all time that I like to talk about is the Nokia N-Gage. Did you ever see the Nokia N-Gage?
Yes, of course.
Let me guess. Do you have it?
No, because that is one of those I don't have, because people that sold them usually sold them like not working, either completely trashed or what looked like stolen, so I just, you know.
4.
Sadly, I've never gotten a hold of N-Gage and I've never gotten a hold of Sidekick from T-Mobile. The same story, they're either completely broken or they just look sus.
Making a note, send Mint a sidekick. Send Mint a sidekick. We'll take care of it for your new museum.
4.
That's amazing. I feel like you guys could have your own show just about phones.
Maybe.
All right, number 4.
Day.
You are also a dog lover, so.
I think we.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we got connections problems.
Ryan?
Hey Theo, I think we got connection problems with you. I think your internet. So just I'll take number 4 here. I'm gonna give you this one. If you wanna just stay tuned. We can hear your audio, but kill your camera really quick, and I think that'll help us. Don't hang up, but just kill your camera so you can catch back up. Here's question number 4 for you, Mint. On your bios, you describe yourself as a dog lover too. I'm gonna imitate a dog.
Got it.
Okay, I'm gonna imitate a dog. What dog am I imitating? Here we go.
That's like typical. That's like anything that is from the bulldog scene.
It is a bulldog.
Ding ding.
Let's go. That was definitely. That was definitely a bulldog.
Wow, that was really impressive.
I see people meowing in the chat. See, you are good at impressions. See.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Wow, so 6 over 4 so far, which is pretty exciting. Hey, Theo, if you can hear me, say yes right now.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to let you take question number 5 for Mint.
Oh, yay, it's working. All right, number 5. We asked your favorite material, possession, or brand, and you said pink razor stuff and that you love gadgets. So can you show us 2 of your favorite gadgets in the next 15 seconds? Go.
The headset. You know what? I'll try to get me keyboard up here because that's the closest thing I have.
Ooh, that looks so cool. Is that a razor?
That's cool.
That
does
razor,
look
yes.
cool. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That looks like a keyboard spaceship.
They had that is just a pink keyboard. I was going against the system. I had to get pink stuff because everybody was saying pink stuff is bad and not serious enough. So here we go.
That's so good.
That's right. That's right.
That was so good. You are officially like 8 over 5 or something. I don't know. We lost count at some point, but what we do know is you just dominated 5 questions GMS without outstanding appearance today on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Once again, for those who are not familiar with you, how can we find your stream? What is your stream schedule? Kind of give us the details.
I will struggle to give you the schedule in the Pacific time. I'll be honest with that.
Just
My
tell us
usual
your
stream-
times. We'll convert it. We'll do the work for
Okay.
you.
I'll even tell you Pacific times. It's gonna be 9 Pacific, so it would have been if I would have streamed today. Today's my day off. I'm not streaming. It would have been in half an hour. So 9 Pacific, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday with occasional like days off when needed.
Well, you absolutely crush it. We actually found you because of Mayor of the Internet, Chris M. Yee, who's in the chat today, and we have rated you before. I expect that we will do it again, and congratulations on crushing 5 questions GMS. Thank you so much, Mint, for joining us today on the show.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been an honor. You guys are awesome.
That was
you.
that was so much fun. That was so much fun, and I agree. Hopefully, we can open the cell phone store or the cell phone museum at some point, which would be super fun. What a good appearance by Mint. Great job. And please check out Mint's show, usually around 9 a.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/bmint. Theo, you can try to activate your camera again. We'll see if it'll hold on. Okay. But the Corgi butts are great. You chat, a great appearance. Thank you so much for coming over here and saying hi to us on GMS. We are Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. That is Miss Theo, hopefully back with us. I can see you on one.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're tripping out with the internet. We got to get you an upgraded internet plan.
No, I think there's something wrong with my my computer.
Oh no.
Actually.
Man, that is trippy. What we're watching right now. Oh my gosh.
I know. It's like artsy. It's artsy, huh?
It is.
Ooh. Someone film this for my next music video.
It looks like we go back to the 80s for this music video. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, give me a track, you guys.
It's very interpretive. It's kind of spooky though too, and that gives us a chance to tell you about our GMS Halloween event.
It does.
It's coming up on the 24th of October. We appreciate anyone who can join us for Fudge Village, which if you weren't here before, I don't like being scared. It is a rule of mine. And so if you like watching people get scared, join us starting on the 25th for Fudge Village, a special edition 2-day event of GMS Plays. We will have GMS After Dark, which is a Halloween special event on the 27th. Dead by Daylight with our good friend, I am Brendan_TTV. You can check out Brendan streaming on Thursdays, starting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. And Hocus Pocus Table Read coming up on the 29th, which should be a lot of fun. Oh no, Theo's in the chat. The computer just died. Well, no, at least we have a reasonable explanation for why it was having such a tough time. Like, you were struggling. But I'll take it the rest of the way, as it's right now, it's 8:37 out on the West Coast. Mint, if you're still in chat, you did an outstanding job. Thank you, Chris and me, for introducing us to Mint. There are a lot of people that we get a chance to meet one time, maybe through a raid or something like that. And then there's others that I actually hang out and watch, later on. And I've watched several of Mint's streams after the fact, even when we're not raiding. So I like Flight Simulator. I don't think I would play it well because I, again, have a horrible attention span. But being able to watch someone who's passionate about it and does it so well, and that's one thing I like about Mint streams. Plus, I mean, listen, this game is beautiful. I mean, the realistic, like, you know, landscapes and stuff that you get to see, like, they've done such a good job with it. So Mint is one of the best Microsoft Flight Simulator streamers. Be sure to check out Mint, and if we are on tomorrow, when you're on tomorrow, we will definitely send our audience over your way. It's 8:38 West Coast time, 11:38 out on the East. It is 4:38 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and answering the what is your favorite wild animal. I'm going to go with otter. I'm still going to just go with otter. I enjoy like watching the otters at the Portland Zoo. I'm located in the Pacific Northwest in the U.S. and the otters are so cute, and they just seem to be happy. Like even in the zoo, they seem to be happy, and I don't really have any reason to believe that like any zoo animal's terribly happy. But the otters just like they're having a good time. They're just chilling out, eating food off their chests, having a good time. Like that doesn't seem like a bad gig, right? So, yeah, that was my answer to the question. Mike said narwhal. And if you don't know about Look It's Maiko, be sure to tune in tonight because Maiko hosts GMS After Dark. It's our once-a-week show, Wednesdays at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time. And we have that coming up today with Maintaining Mediocrity as our special guest. We'll have fun with geography. It starts at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time. It's a 90-minute show with our good friend Look It's Maiko, who was here in the first 2 hours of today's show. Tomorrow, Sports.Gaming should be back from vacation. Stick around. In about 10 minutes from now, we'll give you the GMS Morning Gaming Renews, a recap of the headlines of the day. Lady K said, Ryan, if you visit England, I will take you to Keedler Forest. The lake there is an otter haven. That would be so much fun, because I've actually never seen otters in like the actual wild. I've only ever seen otters in the zoo. That would be really cool. My sister, for some reason, always wanted to have an otter, like a bathtub with a separate otter. And that would just be where the otter hung out, was in this bathtub. I mean, aren't otters like... Are otters fairly clean animals? For some reason, I want to say that they are, but I could be just making that up, right? Keelder. Nailed it. First try. Fighting said, why not? Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you want an otter? I mean, if you can have one, why otter? Get it? That was a bad joke. This story is from Christopher... What's the last name on this one? Christopher Brito of CBS News. A 900-year-old sword dating back to the Crusades was found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. Mike is really into history, and so Mike finds our stories. This could probably be part of the reason that the story is about to come your way. But an Israeli amateur diver had found a 900-year-old sword. It dates back to the Crusades, found in the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. The diver discovered the weapon on Saturday among other artifacts during this particular dive. 900-year-old sword. I wonder how well preserved it was. The story goes on to say that the Israel Antiquities Authority was the one that talked about this. Found other ancient stone anchors, an anchor made of metal, and some other pottery fragments during this particular dive. The blade was over 39 inches long. 39 inches long and measures about 12 inches on the hilt. Is likely one of the swords that belonged to a crusading knight. The person brought the sword ashore after fearing it could be further buried under the sea's shifting sands. He then reported it to the IAA and was given a certificate of appreciation for quote-unquote good citizenship. The IAA spokesperson said the sword, which has been preserved in perfect condition, is beautiful and a rare find and evidently belonged to a crusader knight. The sword and other items were found off the Carmel coast, which has many natural coves that provided shelter for ancient ships during storms. These conditions have attracted merchant ships down the ages, leaving behind rich archaeological finds. There you go. There you go. Fighting says, nah, they're full of diseases, actually. Okay, never mind. Otters are gross, but they're really cute. Getting bit by one can be very dangerous, not because of the bite, but because of the bacteria that they have in their mouths. Okay, so I'll take that as a note, Fighting. Thank you. Otters, cute to look at. Do not approach. Do not approach. How are foxes then? Because everyone said foxes earlier on. And like foxes seem like they would be super cool to hang around with too, but are they also going to do like the same thing? Like if I get bitten by a fox, I'm going to have a whole bunch of diseases that I didn't anticipate? That wouldn't be cool. That wouldn't be cool at all. If you missed any of B-Ment's 5 Questions GMS, or if you missed any of our former guests, you can find them on our YouTube page, youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. We have a whole bunch of our content there. We have Look It's Maiko from the very first episode of GMS After Dark, taking a field trip to Chuck E. Cheese. So if you want to see that, is on our YouTube page, youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. It's 8:43 now. We'll play one more game of Rocket League. Kalaf, who is our head of research and development, will go ahead and play along with us as well. Coming up on Thursday, we typically have an interview with our friends over at But Why Though. If you like pop culture, whether it's in written form or in podcast form, be sure to check out our friends at butwhythoughpodcast.com. We don't have a guest for tomorrow's show, but I'm sure we will coming up on a future edition of a Thursday GMS. Fun show. We talked a lot about sports. We played a game earlier where our good friend Humblewhelm kept trying to have us guess movie plots with an NBA tie-in. That was a ride that I did not expect to go on today. Like, not at all. Did not anticipate having to try to guess movie plots that have to do with basketball players. But we did. We did that today. We also learned about 10 fun facts about narwhals, including that apparently the size of their tooth, or as they actually term it, a tusk, is significant for mating. So in the narwhal world, apparently the size of the tusk does matter. That's something that we learned on today's show.
You know what they say about a big deck.
Good moron to you, Bubsy. Thank you for checking in with the final hour crew.
Hello, FHC.
I can only think of Space Jam. That was one of our guesses. The best one had to do with the Home Alone plot, like a kid who was left alone as the family goes on a Christmas trip, was left at the house, and 2 burglars were trying to get in, and they also had somebody there from the NBA Finals, and it was Home Karl Malone. Home Karl Malone. Listen, Humble started it. Kalaf continued it. I was just trying to answer the questions the best I could. There was only so much I was able to do. I tried my best, chat. I tried my best. Also, early voting for takeaways that were pretty okay is a lot of people big fans of Peregrine Falcons. We learned that today on the show as well. You've been lurk sleeping. I'm actually pretty good at lurk sleeping, but more of like a lurk nap. Like if I watch you in the afternoon, I'll have you in my ears because I have these Bluetooth headphones. They work great. So you'll be sitting there talking to me whilst I'm sleeping. It's great. It's good snooze. It's good snooze. Quiet said there's also a movie called The Mailman, but it doesn't really look that well known. I've never heard of The Mailman, but I will assume that it is a documentary about, again, Utah Jazz former NBA MVP Karl Malone. That was a Kevin Costner movie? Was he actually playing somebody who delivered mail? Or is that more of like a nickname? Lady K says, Peregrine Falcons, when hand-tamed, are fiercely loyal. Nice. Wait, how many movies has Kevin Costner been in about a post-apocalyptic world? Excuse me. That was post-Waterworld. Okay, maybe I'm not doing Kevin Costner. Like, I'm not giving Kevin Costner a fair shake because Kevin Costner was in, you know, like Dances with Wolves. That was a historical piece, I assume. Was in a whole bunch of sports movies like Bull Durham, Field of Dreams. But yeah, maybe it's just those two. That was post-Waterworld. And Waterworld didn't go too well, right? Like Waterworld was for all intent and purposes, a flop, right? Yeah, that's true. He's been in more baseball movies. Who is the leader? Like, who is the all-time actor for post-apocalyptic type movies? I assume somebody who's been like Mad Max would have to be in there, right? Maybe, I mean, how many movies has Charlize Theron been in? Because wasn't she in the new Mad Max? Listen, I don't watch a lot of movies, chat, so I'm just kind of making this up as we go. Chris M.E. said, I don't think Waterworld was a flop. It was just a dumb movie. Ouch. Get wrecked, Waterworld. I'm sorry, what? What was the best movie ever? Waterworld? Oh, Bubsy. Waterworld was a belly flop. Get it? Because it's about water. And you belly flop into water. Get it? That was nice work there, Big Brains. The punniest show on the internet. We've had quite a few puns today, I'm not going to lie. We've done pretty okay with that. Theo, do you really think that Waterworld was the best movie ever? Ooh, Kurt Russell could be a good answer. Like all the escape froms. But was Kurt Russell only in the Escape series, right? Like Snake Plissken, I think, was his character name. Because if he was in more than that, then like I'm on board. But if it was just basically the Escape series, then it's like the same movie. So, well, and we've talked about this before. Like the Waterworld experience at Universal, it's pretty okay, but the movie itself was not good. Or as one Chris M.E. would say, the worst or the dumbest movie ever. Harsh words. Okay. Well, we'll give Kurt Russell the post-apocalyptic actor extraordinaire award for today. Oh, just a bit early. But K-Laugh scored on the assist. The actual best movie ever is Sky High. I don't even know what that is. What's Sky High? Okay. I was going to say, what? Because all Sky High sounds like is like the working title for Point Break. Even though I think Point Break had more surfing than skydiving, right? Oh, yes. I have seen that movie. The Sky High movie. Or I've seen the trailer for it. Yep. I do remember that. Oh, hey, we're one of life's winners, chat. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad if I do say so myself. It's 8:51 West Coast, 11:51 out on the East, and it is now 4:51 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Sports Talk Gaming will be back tomorrow. Mike is here for the full show as well. Should be a pretty good Thursday. Down says Waterworld, quote-unquote, only made 1.5 times its budget, so was considered a disaster when it was assumed it would make a lot more. And I think it gets reported as a disaster for you guys, as it did very badly in America and better overseas. Thank you. Good moron to you.
Hello, FHC.
Gonzo Gump, part of the final hour crew. It is good to see you this morning. Big thanks again. Shout out to B-Mint for joining us to play 5 Questions GMS. B-Mint, outstanding streamer, Microsoft Flight Simulator, dog lover, and coffee addict. And I learned a lot about coffee today from B-Mint, so that's going to be one of my takeaways. That was pretty okay. What are your takeaways, chat? What is something you learned from today's show? Let us know in the chat right now. It is time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. If you missed any of the headlines of the day, please check it out on Twitter.
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News.
Sea of Thieves celebrating 25 million players by tossing some money around, according to Sean Prescott of PC Gamer. It sounds like there's some extra loot, basically, if you sign in to Sea of Thieves. Apparently, the Xbox mini fridge has become a reality, and they went out and put it out for pre-order. Okay, and those sold out within 15 minutes. Now, some are suggesting that the mini fridge is also being scalped. So apparently, there was already some on like eBay for like $300 after they put it out. But this all started because the Xbox Series X originally looked like a it looked like a mini fridge. And so people were like, oh, are they selling mini fridges now? And it turns out that they actually did. 15 minutes to sell them all out, according to CC Yang of Kotaku. And then Activision Blizzard is trying to get the discrimination suit thrown out of court, according to Ash Parrish of The Verge. If I remember right, Mike said that basically Activision is trying to get the lawyers who have the best case against them kind of out of the way. That's a pretty loose gist of what I think I remember Mike saying. You can find out more at theverge.com. And out today, Healing Spree for PC, Jars for PC and Switch, They Always Run for PC, Spectacular Sparky for PC, Corpse Party for PS4 and PC, and Silver Chains for Xbox One. Not bad. Beamint, if you're still in chat, I have a question for you. Beamint, if you are still here, I have a question for you. We will have the Beamint 5 Questions GMS on our YouTube page later on today. It's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Here it is. It's the clip of the day. Toot toot.
They've been real good. I could care less about the cheating Astros, but the Braves Dodgers are fun.
For more on this series between the Braves and the Dodgers, we go to our NLCS correspondent. Here's Miss Theo.
What? Yeah, there's a lot of commotion last night. People were at the bars watching the show. Something about balls being thrown around and stuff. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you very much. That was a great toss. I'm proud of you. All that school's paying off. Other sports. Coming up, you'll have tonight the Sacramento Kings against your Portland Trailblazers. That is the season opener for the Blazers at the Rose Garden. So there you go.
It's not the Rose Garden. It's like the Coda.
It's the Moda Center, but it's always the Rose
that
Garden.
one. Say it right.
Also, we do have breaking news today. I like that better than our breaking news sounder. I like Theo going, toot, toot, toot. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you, chat. We had some problems today. I can't hear anything that's playing out of my computer today. And as a result, I have no clue. I have no clue what the clip of the day was about. But I bet it was hilarious. And if that's the case, I hope that you enjoyed it. So, B-Mint doesn't sound like B-Mint's still here, but thank you so much for playing 5 Questions GMS today. We certainly do appreciate it. I'm going to check out one thing. Oh, you're here. I was wondering, do you have a raid recommendation? So wondering if you have a raid recommendation. Someone we can send everybody who's watching us right now over to and say good morning from GMS. If you do, we would certainly appreciate it. Please let us know. All right, takeaways that were pretty okay, chat. What is something you learned from today's show? Bubsy said, my takeaway that was pretty okay is otters are filthy creatures. Yeah. Apparently not good. Thank you, Fighting, for informing me of that. K-Lef said, somehow I learned so much about everything and yet absolutely nothing at the same time. Yeah, chat was wild today. It's not often that we issue a Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award for someone who kind of derailed the show, but we kind of like chaos on this show. So all in all, it was worth it. Congratulations, Humble Whelm.
Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award.
You're our Billy Thundergun award winner. Oh, sorry, just put the username in the link, and then we will, or username in the chat, and we will go ahead and take you over there. After the news, tell the airplane story. This is something you may have learned about me today. I really like when airplanes fly overhead, like really close overhead of me. That is one of my more enjoyable experiences in life. So, happened once in Tacoma, Washington. A military plane like flew over my car, and it felt like it was this close. It was great. Brendan said Humble earned it today. Fair enough. Humble, you are our Billy Thundergun Award winner today. All right. After this, we're going to send you over to Lexicon 93 on the recommendation of Beament. And be sure to check out Beament streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/Beament. Any other takeaways that were pretty okay? Mine is that narwhals, the tusk thing is the tooth, which, I mean, that wasn't really what I wanted to share. But we did learn that the tusk size matters when it comes to mating. Apparently more attractive if they have the longer tusk. So there you go. We'll be back tomorrow, as we are Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's a lot more fun when we have a whole bunch more people, and we'll be excited to have Sports.Gaming back as well. For everyone who made it possible, for Beament being our guest, for Mike, Theo, our good friends Austin and Sean, I am Hefty Goof. We'll see you again tomorrow on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Please say good morning from GMS to Lexicon 93, and have a great day. Mature audiences, we're leaving a PG-13 to mature audiences. Fair warning.